Chat, what's up? How we doing? Hello, hello, hello.
Let
me turn
We're obviously going to
off from here.
prioritize taking out the icebox. So having an ace up your sleeve like that, I'm kind of hoping at least the KPI would have the same on Ascent, but it really
Yo, what's up, everyone? How we doing?
That way. It seems that they've tried to avoid it as much as possible.
Well, we'll find out as we
Perfect
head
time
into
on the map
pool.
for
I'm
you.
sure there's not much of a shocker here with KPI taking Abyss out of the option pool here, as we have already seen CGN play it, but KPI
Ryan Central, yeah.
And of course that icebox ban.
Dude, honestly, getting rid of this map, that's lovely, man.
KPI,
Best of 5 about icebox, we'll take that all
I think
day.
they would have wanted to have gone icebox themselves. Like they've been winning.
Yo,
nicely
what's up,
on this
everyone?
event,
What's up,
but
what's
it's
up?
still a fair few different types of maps that they can go for. Lotus was the other map that they picked out of the 3 series that they played so far. There was 2 of Icebox, 1 of Lotus, so maybe that would be the first shot for them.
Bruh,
CGN,
I got annihilated in the
open.
TDM.
They also like to play Lotus as well from this stage. I think Lotus is probably maybe the map that you want to finish on.
Dude, I'm thinking the champs is finishing so early for me that maybe I actually play some of the game during champs.
They said that's enough.
They'll make you assume.
Wait, what happened?
But yeah, Abyss Icebox first ban. I do. They have.
As long as Icebox isn't getting played, we're all good. We did. Hello, mate. How you doing? Jiwa as well. Jiwa the 3 months. Thank you for the tier 1, bro. Appreciate the first sub of the day. Thank you for that.
CGN have been bringing out, and they've won it every single time. It has been.
Yeah, not too bad, man. Not too bad. Thank you for asking.
I'd say 2 months as well. So strong pick.
I was we did. You streaming tonight?
That's a statement pick.
Yeah,
streaming the final tonight.
So far,
the Americas one.
Stage 2 started for CGN, and obviously
is this the team of the Sayonara guy in? Yeah, it is. KPI
really testing them out here when it comes to Haven being this choice. Both Haven and Sunset. We haven't seen CGN play Haven. We haven't seen KPI play Sunset.
A3, it normally hits you harder. Is that today as well?
Decent for both sides, realistically. Yeah. These first 2 maps are sort of like, okay, you're leaning in the direction that you want.
Best of luck,
but
man.
Once we get to map 3 and 4, it feels like it's uncharted waters. Anything can happen. Christ knows what CGN are going to run on Haven when it comes to playing
Monday through Friday.
You're going back to the sick days of Sentinels, right? Like the
and then is it like 4th, 5th day? You're just
really
fully wrecked
throughout the series.
Yeah, I think that the first map will be particularly interesting, and I think it could determine the pace in which the following series can take, because Lotus is the type of map that both of the teams have played.
But I think it's superior here. It should be very close. It should be very, very close.
You know, it's kind of greedy maybe from KPI to assume that they've got the edge on CGN here.
Yeah, I think the small thing that I'd say, I think CGN have the perfect veto here, really. For Lotus, yeah, like I mentioned, we'd seen a little bit of this yesterday. CGN forced to play this on the 3rd map. Both teams actually playing it on the 3rd map. For CGN,
then hopefully today's not too
KPI,
bad.
A narrow win, but you have to say Sayonara has to go off again. It feels.
Oh, Sonia, thank you so much for doing that. Thank you.
Benny's
appreciate the 5 gifted. Thank you very much. You know what to do. Let's get the Euler slug spam going. Thank you so much.
What are your thoughts on Chamber?
5 gifted subs every time I killed you. That's so funny. Wait, I owe you one then, right? Because I'm pretty sure you popped me.
This is something that Strong was talking about.
You might have got me twice, actually. I think I was the majority of your kills. Thank you for the 5 gifted.
What's the best way to deal with that or not?
Dude, you're gonna need some help for the gonna need some help for the Ardis co-streams, dude. The Ardis co-streams, you're gonna need some mod support. These people are wild.
Well, let's get into Lotus and find out. I'm gonna leave you in the hands of our lovely casters for today's grand final. It is Hazard JC and Cairo.
Yeah, I've heard that it's like that. We did.
Thank you, Megan the Desk. What a grand final that we've been blessed with.
I mean, hopefully the worst is behind you.
And CGN from DAC.
Is hoping anyway.
Split winners with one
yeah, I did one mod the other day. Okay.
In the play-in stage to make that main event.
That's good.
I mean, Hazard, DAC and Spain have gone up against one another once before. It was in VRL finals.
Wait, Slimetry, your mod there also? That's so funny.
Spain was actually the ones who won out in the quarterfinals of the playoff bracket. This is going to be a little bit of a repeat because there's similarities in the roster that KPI has.
Jesus, man.
The way
that sounds nuts, honestly.
The regionality of it in that CIS region. CGN, the DAC team.
Wait, really? Yeah, the bone stuff sounds mental.
Gone further than any other
Jesus,
team
man.
has before. Can they go one step further and qualify to Ascension?
It's a completely
dude, I'm insanely impressed that you played with that. It's very impressive, man.
Now challengers, of course, as well, and with the play-in stage in its final hours, you look to this as being Well, final opportunity to make the main event before the change and the shift.
MA to TSM later. I have stuff to do tonight, so I can't stream tonight. I can stream this, and then I pretty much have a hard out at 1, 2, 3, 4. Got a hard out in like 6 hours time, so hopefully there's no delays here and I can watch all of this, and then we'll just if we can raid someone if they're sticking around for Americas. Okay, KPI on defense. CGN on attack. Elio, thank you so much, dude. Dude, Elio, 37 months as well, man. Appreciate the support, dude. Hope everything's going alright.
Lots of limit testing.
Got an interview tonight? No. No organ for you. It's all good.
With the headhunter in hand, CGN doing as we know, taking steps forward but not giving much away. The shot connects, the paranoia is through, and the first fight is taken. It's won by Insider.
Okay, man, that guy was... I mean, honestly, they were all chunking the Viper Molly. He got a lot of damage with that.
It'll be the reset for CGN, Hazza, picking up what they can in the dizzy and...
No way, that is just straight through smoke, right? I don't think he's on top.
Unfortunately, will cost CGN another player.
I mean, they're just not checking close left, are they?
Davy, oh sorry, Vince trying to break the choke. Davy's further back. Somehow they've got back into working.
Hold up, 2v5. Bro, look at this camera angle as well. This is sick.
In the C site holds that CGN have succeeded in, Vince has been a key part. He still has the utility up.
The downwards view, I've never really seen that.
Both stuck into the backside. Neither wanting to take a draw and allowing Sayonara to move in.
The devastating nade.
So much, and it will.
Oh my god, it is a devastating nade. Yeah, I mean this guy's just the king of Valorant.
I mean, Hazza, this was the map the other day that Sayonara reached 400 plus ACS. I mean, that's something that you do not want to be going up against. But as for CGN, one thing to be thinking about, they have never lost this map. Ever.
Crown him now, yeah. That's just the goat.
You've got to be
Bacon, why don't you sign this guy on a 3-year contract?
It's crazy that it comes inside the first map here as well. Like you said,
and lend him out to the team for next year. Yeah, lend him out to the team next year, and then get him in for 2026.
Bailed them out. Both of the previous times they played it were close, won by 2 and 3 rounds respectively against both R8 and Valiant.
How old is he? 16.
Something I notice, even from the pistol though, is Insider holding down that C site.
He's the double, the higher, lower on the anti-eco. Guys, please don't play like this against an anti-eco.
Yeah, that's another important player who's popped up in the kill feed. Was Anquist. Vince another being touted as underrated, and he can buy
got some lunatics.
very easily, considering how well he's played in the...
Bro actually had a guy go down here and then carried on going aggro. That was nice.
Yeah. They're going to be able to move the spike all the way over.
Can you remember playing against this guy like 3 years ago? He's always been a bit of a beast as well.
Start could really make it difficult for them, but when you get into a 3v3,
maybe if my head coach contract wasn't 50k a month, people would be able to afford him. Dude, just fire me then. If that's what I'm on, fire me.
It's just about how long KPI take to get towards the site and the chaos in which will ensue from there. I mean, you look at coming back in, you've got a haunt in the seas, which is decent enough, but Benny still has that mosh, which will buy a lot of time in getting players off of the spike.
Planted on the other side of the box, he's going to be sat in towards tree right now.
Dude, we got one extra Omen smoke as well. The last Omen smoke goes down. Dude, they got to disrespect the Omen smoke. They got to just run through this.
Hedging their bets, giving themselves every last chance. Usually it would fall on Anguish's shoulders, but it's Vince this time.
Oh my god, they're actually going to pay. They're actually going to pay for playing the anti-eco like this.
The next to hit the chopping block. It is an immediate equalizer for CGN.
The sigh of relief that I saw from Vince after this one as well. I mean, that's a huge run from him. But they really misplayed it, right? They had double overstep.
The mosh used immediately, but it's Vince again, the player that we're talking about being underrated position.
Electric Lotus, thank you with the 4 months. Thank you.
Cleared by KPI.
We saw it so much yesterday in the series against Galacticos. What was the story going to be with this contact-heavy
let's say KPI win Ascension. What happens to Sayonara? Dude, another team has to pick him up, basically. He has to do Ascension again. It happened...
a little bit yesterday as well, where you can
why are we lagging out here? Is this me?
You want to see Bisq thrive,
this stream, right?
With this chamber No
This
damage
happened
dealt
in
to the
Pacific,
opponents
right
already,
with
but
Bleed.
he's taken half his health in the process.
Thing about putting smokes
UC
down on
had
chokes
to-
like that on
UC
EMEA
just had to
Nazas,
do it all
CGN
again.
Also contact heavy. You create a
And I
big
mean, he is
question
doing
mark
it
as to
all
what's
again.
actually
He's back in
behind it.
Ascension.
Suffocating KPI's
Yeah.
information, and that's a big information point there. So many players here, they've gambled on the rotate.
Bro,
and
this guy's
Prince has done
farming.
so
Back-to-back
well.
4Ks.
Oh my god, what a
Oh my god, he's
start
on
from
for
him.
it. He's on for the hero game.
Guy, self-proclaimed, and speaking to assistant coach Zesht as well, as many know.
One.
Involved with the CGN setup now. He said this guy's always such a big boost. Struggled in the second map yesterday, but I think everyone did. A player who's come from their own academy system, bridging that gap into the tier 2 roster. But now comes the gun round. Sayonara's ult is available.
Yeah, so a bit of a mess up here. Lost them slightly. They still got Razor though, and Vince obviously with his 9 kills is Omenal.
You can already see the utility looking to send up, and speaking of sending, that would be the perfect opportunity to send Sayonara in and perhaps get a kill or two.
That's the thing, you saw the group up from KPI on the previous round to try and punish.
Surely
It's
they
cool
don't
up there, but
3-person
it can
push
go the
A.
opposite way. They know
Are they going
of
to?
this pack mentality. Benny wants to get the orb to build towards the Thrash. Is already over halfway there. This is something CGN did a lot yesterday. They
Dude,
also
I haven't seen the
frequently
retake wall for
scaled straight into the
ages.
execute, even when they had players B main, for example, and they're going to do it here as well.
Oh my
the
god,
peak from
absolute
Best
shot, bro.
just doesn't react quick enough. A flick up, perhaps, has an Anguist puts him to the dirt, the opposite Sentinel. And it seems as if the C site will be under CGN's control. Spike still not being attempted. In fact,
I mean, they
attack
have retake
to
wall,
see
and the
if there
retake
is
wall
gonna
with
be a
Razor
comeback
is going to
in.
give him
They
all
know
the
about
space.
Showstopper has and
They've done pretty
enough,
good to get
they've
out of
got
there.
the dodge.
3A
Spike
site,
towards the A
a little bit
site.
risky
That
with the
respects his
ult,
ultimate.
like a little bit
Keep
risky with the
up
spike,
after
but
4
it's a good
rounds.
plan, just in
And
case there is
naturally,
anyone
as a
close.
CGN are
But they
there
took a little bit of a
with
risk here,
KPI.
but it was
That's
maybe
really
calculated, I
important
guess, when
too.
you
CGN
realise that
need to
they're
stabilise.
putting
There are
so much
couple
into it
of
with a
rounds
Razor.
yesterday where Vince will fly off on his lonesome.
Wait, that's
with
Trevor with
ult,
the 3 months. Thank you
just
so much,
separated
man.
from the rest of the team, and they couldn't forge
I appreciate that, Trevor. Thank you,
an
thank you.
important post plant. They lost a couple of
I mean, it's
key
an
rounds
impossible
in that
retake.
fashion, exactly.
Straight up. The
There are
plant's
players
just
to
too
the
good,
team,
the
though.
positions are
They've
too
got room
good.
towards B.
Got Mosh.
Plenty of utility to hold them back with as well. In fact,
Oh,
no,
he puts
it's
it
just
here?
a Mosh.
Hold up. Hold up, hold up, hold up.
Yeah.
Why are we mollying here?
Actually brought it back in towards KPI's favour. I thought Element was actually going to go a wander up through heaven and play through that aspect. Players getting spammed out. Now up to Davy H.
Oh,
who's
I
been
mean,
good
this
for
got
it
close. As soon as that
before,
Mosh
and will
goes
be
over
good
towards
for
stairs
it
and not side, I'm
again
thinking
for
it's doable.
CGN.
Hey, it actually got really, really close. Okay, I mean, first real buy v buy. KPI goes down. 1v1 though.
Huge round win for Davy H there.
The calling here was great. Like, the calling here was really good. Over towards C, realizing they got Razor, they tapped the spike, right?
Which went their separate ways. And on that transfer list, alongside
It was
players
very
such
nice
as
mid-rounding.
Tabasi, was Davy H. CGN picked him up, and you can see how much it means.
I mean, yeah, dude, this is their
Pushed
whole
out
year.
onto an
Everyone
eco.
gets Sheriff. We got one.
It's another one of those rounds where you look at the Sentinel matchup as well. Anguist finding value on openers, Insider not being able to
Oh,
shut
boy.
things down, and Vince
Yeah, and that's a
not
gun.
able to get out before Sayonara Sheriff bites back.
Yeah, I thought they were baited for, maybe tried to stay around a bit longer.
I like the full process though. Get the gun just in case someone's holding it, because they should probably be holding it.
Yeah.
Dr. Kip
Really big.
Kickbutt with the
Huge
prime.
moment
Thank you so
coming
much,
up here
man.
again. As I
Appreciate
said,
that.
Anguist
Dude,
let off the
this guy's hitting
leash.
some shots
What
at the
makes you
moment.
openers?
And
Insider
who is
has been
D's with the
struggling to
13
contain
months
that
as
kind
well?
of pressure.
Thank you so
It's
much, man.
another
Appreciate that
draw
also.
which he
Appreciate the prime.
wins.
I mean, has an attacking side for CGN on Lotus has been so good. Whether they hold sites, which they tend to do, and they're doing that
Elzinho
here.
got coach of the tourney in EMEA.
just
I think
has
that's
so
completely
much
valid,
freedom.
dude. Like
The
what he
young
did with
gunner.
the new rosters are incredible.
Will run with this
Obviously, he
one
has
now.
help with
Right
like
with
Weber and
punches.
stuff, but the whole coaching
3
stuff, I
kills
think it's a
picked up
solid.
by the veteran
It's a
duelist.
solid.
Middling performances
person to
at
receive it.
times, but
They
on
had-
the
they had an
whole, his
insane year,
KD
the
always
EMEA.
sky high.
Most
We
consistent
spoke so
team as well
much
we have in
about
the
how
EMEA.
he's not the one taking those first fights, and you see that in this round. You got Benny building towards the Thrash. Sometimes
The
he's just
4K every round, dude.
shield
Yeah,
which
this is what I
goes
mean.
in
Everyone's
first.
just having the hero rounds.
It was Anguist on this occasion, and Element's follow-up.
Didn't
all
Killers win
times
champs
the
yet?
mark.
2021.
CGN, they'll be used to finals, right? Fair enough. KPI have played,
Yes.
what, 4 best
Okay,
of
another
5s,
big
but
buy
how
round, and they
CGN
got to go up
this year, time
against
and time
literally the
again,
3 most
got double
brutal
split
orgs.
last time. only won the first
Official
one this time,
Razor
but did make
Sovo.
the grand final in split 2. But look at the setup here. Sayonara's in the corner and not bound.
Peeking back in, Sayonara, 2 kills. Hunter's Fury tries to deter, he'll eventually go down,
hold up.
but not without the advantage. 4 on 3 numbers for KPI, something that they failed to enjoy for the last
Daddy,
few.
you're an absolute lunatic playing like this one.
Is still sticking around. You can see the operator.
Dude, everyone's a lunatic.
So good at getting kills from it, and Anguished elsewhere is so good.
The Observer, there's so much going on. The
CGN
Observer's
trying to
everywhere.
get out killers, chases them down.
How's
and
this guy?
guns them down. Spike's still in
I'm so confused. Dude, what's going on? No, surely not. Stream die. Are I gonna stick with it? Stream die. Yeah, is this me? Not me, right? It's just a normal stream. But it is me. Wait, has my internet gone down? Really? Dude, I've not had that yet. It's windy here. Oh.
Like I said, he would have been on for his 6th clutch
What even
so
was
far
that?
this tournament. And how
Right,
pivotal
you
that has
guys
been
here?
at
Are we
times.
back?
You can't bat an eyelid at. Again, the big takeaway from the round, though, is KPI
Game not
getting
down.
caught in transition once they net themselves these early advantages. Quite a few ults to play around with here, and you can already look.
You guys
on
never
both ends of
left?
the
Dude,
map
what
for
was
the
going on
pressure
here?
they're trying to create element
I went to check the
punishes.
artist stream, I just felt like my internet was dying.
On top of that brings the showstopper
If he got-
online.
if
You
he
can
got
see
owned as
Zen
well.
trying to get away, but the response is good from
Yeah, let me
KPI,
I mean, I gotta
but
restart my
actually
internet for
beginning to
tomorrow.
start to push the weaker side of CGN's map-wide pressure.
Yeah.
They're not getting anything from it. They've actually burned an ult as well.
Should be reacting to this and in on the C site already. The 2-3 players on the other
Dude, it was a
end.
mental round as well.
You knew at least about the Raze and the Fade combination. There was a slight fear of Viper utility, I feel, but they've got over the hump now. 5v4. Davy H
Has
repossessing
decided
the
to pay me
operator.
50k over signing Sayonara.
Try and
That's a
shut
bad
down
choice.
these lanes of which you can see KPI trying to combine.
A bad
through
choice
both
right there.
Long and the door.
Oh, Vince was...
What I'll do is I'll just wait a year until he's
double.
ready to play.
Yeah.
And then we'll have a
They're
proper
ready
year.
to go, Hazard. They know KPI maybe thinking about a save. You can see Killers moving up through
I'll
plat.
put you in for a bit, Bacon. Save the
Zeddy's
money.
Still sticking around to see what it can get, but with the numbers dwindling, KPI will call it quits. Not wanting to stick around any further. I mean, almost flawless round in terms of the kills. It's flawless in terms of players staying alive. And little to no ultimates used as well, which is massive. Only elements.
Okay, so they won
Flashes
the
of
round,
brilliance
right?
from
So
KPI, which they've shown
they won a
throughout
round
the
insta
entire
reset.
year,
I'm
but
taking
split
it.
two
Seemed,
is
dude, I was out of
those
it for a whole
worries
round.
really emerged. Losses versus promoted teams, bumps in the road, no guarantee of playoffs. That's where they finally lost. For CGN, it's consistency, which is so important to me coming into this final. Like you said, they've only lost one final in the last 2 years. That was versus Mouse. There are no historic moments where you can say that they're bottlers in the big moments. For KPI, the track record goes back so far. You look at this core, both between Bisq and Insider, the time that they spent on Team Singularity, for all of the Gambit mech fans that we have around.
For
they
Gam-
will know
there's one guy
they were
that
the
just-
third place team
he was
behind
here.
both them and the Forza roster
And the
that
rest
Zeddy
was just clear
originally came
space.
from. Couldn't quite establish themselves in CIS as much as they wanted. Finally given this platform through Spain in the regional system, the LTR rules to do so. And it could be another huge missed
Oh, this guy's...
opportunity.
Dude, everyone's
I
here,
think that's the
Bacam.
biggest point that you
Yeah,
bring
yeah,
up,
everyone's
Hazard,
here.
is that, like the KPI core were able to get third.
A lot of
but
old
they were never
schoolers
able
playing.
to get the top spot, excluding this year. Like players within this roster, apart from Kelly's, have never really reached the
Okay,
top
timeout.
spot.
We
Never
got
really been put in a position where
Hero
they
guns,
represent
we
the
got
region and have hopes
Chamber
and
ult.
dreams on their shoulders from fans. And
Oh,
maybe
bro,
sometimes the
what a
pressure
nightmare.
gets a bit too much.
Dude, there's so many of these games right at the
Spain
moment
finals
recently
when
that
it
that
was
have like that one
Barcelona
round and
won.
everything just
I mean,
goes
you're looking
wrong.
at players on that one.
It happens so much in these Ascension games because teams are just high pressure. Oh, that's a big miss. A good trade though.
Element traded. Important that they're able to lock that one in.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this play when you're up against an eco going solo out. There's just a gun that they can pick up now.
They could use the lockdown here to get rid of the Viper's Pit if they really wanted to. It'd be a heavy investment.
And I think you've got to be expecting this B pivot right now if you are KPI, especially once the lockdown comes in.
Okay, does he get to an angle for the nade? No, okay.
How do they
You just use the nade as it gets really low, he can satchel out. Nade now, satchel out. Oh, I liked it though. Like they went for a tether nade combo on like the last 2 seconds. Obviously this guy satcheled out. It's pretty smart.
In fact, CGN looking to get really deep on towards the site.
Yeah. Benny's position towards C Mound is the biggest amount of control that CGN have right now. You've got Zeddy playing through A late. They're effectively trapped unless he can form some kind of a flank.
And this guy wins the round.
Yeah, I was going to say KPI, they need to get a move on.
Yeah, bet. We're not going to be expecting this.
It's going against them. I mean, Dizzy and
doesn't get rewarded, that's so funny.
KPI are denied. Zeddy's not got a clean fight either, and they're backing off once again, thinking about saving those rifles for the next round. Considering you look at Insider and Beskaz, they've not got much money, so yeah, you've got to try and save this.
It's so well played from CGN too. Benny doesn't overplay his hand towards the pit, waits for the right timing. Insider had an idea about it. May even remove a gun here as well. No, instead, it is the captain beheaded. Killes collecting another. He knows what it's like to play in these big games, and I think that experience is so important for what otherwise is such a young roster. It's been 962 days since the Champs 2021 final. Had that rematch against Defo in the semis.
900... Dude, did he say 921 days? That's how long it's been since Champs, that's nuts.
They're the best that Tier 2 has to offer.
Committing to the Headhunter has it. Not buying up anything else. Tour de Force as well.
And Bisco's another one of those players that has had huge performances on this.
Champs 2021? Bacon? Wait, you just knew off the top of your head that was that many days?
People thought could maybe be the CIS dark horse. It was Sayonara the previous time out against Valiant yesterday.
Because you're out here just counting down every single day.
Do we have a moment from one of them here?
I mean, it'll need to be
that is a lovely flash on this one. We've got 2 people outside of the site.
Getting a chance to take the pick, being forced back so much, and again, it's that CGN same C site hold that we see so many times.
Okay, Omen flash into double satchel, I guess.
Moving in slowly.
No, guys.
Big kill from Element. More utility still yet to come out. Benny with the wingman.
2 people go down before the Omen flash.
Another blocker. Vince still on his perch. Finally, wings are clipped, and Insider can get KPI into the site. It's Anguish that you meet though, and he will make sure that you meet your maker. The Iron Wall for C.
That is not the retake I want to see, man. I think these guys are really nervous. There's a lot of
seemingly running out of options. The timeout hasn't done too much.
A lot of bad stuff going on at the moment.
Struggling against CGN's attack on Lotus. It was the same with Galacticos yesterday. I think it was like Strong and Milan were both predicting Galacticos to be able to.
Is their map pick also? Yeah, I didn't want to mention it. It's been really sloppy.
They haven't lost this map yet, has it? They've been so spot on with their C hold every single time.
Not hitting their shots, not hitting their shots, not going together.
Like getting spread so thin right now.
That's the thing. Like, I think people are underestimating how good CGN actually are. I don't think
we
we
get
can
the hero
really
up out.
To the old CGN that we know.
We're at the point where we're looking for 4 kind of hero rounds. They're going to set the chamber up over towards A though. This is nice.
Benny putting so much importance on buying into how they play. The pieces alone are completely different. Anguish,
okay, let's stay tuned because they're in a good position. We got 1 over towards A, we've got a 2-2. Got a 2-2-1. We cleared over towards B. We're going to go back and clear A control.
In this round, it's information collection, and KPI have much better control towards the extremities this time. They've got a trap play ready for B. It's Bisk's op, which will be tested first, though. and he hasn't landed many shots so far.
Yeah, it's over drone though, so...
Step, he can get in towards
it's
three.
again!
Over-peaked again. Has given the entry away, given full control of A away.
Sure.
The rest of the team has to respond now.
I don't even know if it's an overpeak. He's just recommitted to the same angle, not pulled the trigger. It's a timing issue. Now Vince for the backstab with Davies.
But how did they walk out and not get...
How
How did he walk out and not get one?
Ripping the bandages straight
Oh my
off
god, they're
and
annihilating
sending
them.
KPI
Dude, this
to the
coach needs to call
doctor's
another
office.
timeout. Get them all to chill. Dude, what's going on? Is this my internet, dude? What is this?
Again, it's just the attack.
Internet's
Not a lot
nuts
of teams
today.
know how to defeat it. Not a lot of teams have shown us anything. Has it only one map in which CGN have lost, and that was on Bind because there isn't much of a mid there, right? That was the big aspect, that contact heavy play style.
Sometimes you need to, in a best of 5. Well, I mean, we had something similar to this where we played
Lotus, a 3-site map. Of course, CGN are going to do well.
Final Guild. We got banged out on Haven, and then like you get the embarrassment out of the way, and then everyone can just start playing properly.
Vince aggressive. This is a completely different change of pace. Vince leading the line. Element right behind him. Might have just done enough again. It's a single player advantage, but those are guns wiped clean off the board.
You can see Elements just waiting for some notification to swing as well, has it? You look at the setup, Sheriff's coming back in. I mean, there's only one round left. We are really hoping for a miracle if that was going to be the case. But again, how many times have we seen CGN finish on C and play the exact same setup with absolutely no response from KPI?
This is ridiculous.
I mean, yeah, it's just an absolute slaughter. I'm telling you, they'll look a lot better for the next map.
Every KPI fan's worst nightmare. But
sometimes you got to go through this. Like, this is one of those games where you're so happy it's a best of 5. In a best of 3, like a mess up like this on a map can just completely cost you. At least they can just chill. They got like 4 more tries at it.
One which is mitigated by the one-way for now. Vince again.
Bro, this guy's just running out dueling everyone.
MVP performance has it so far.
Yeah, he's just dominating the whole game. He was the one that got him the eco.
Looking to put himself in headlights. Element doesn't even get the rocket off to get the kill. It's Anguish that does it instead. In fact, it's building towards the lockdown. Priority to the spike. And the last 2 remaining players has it. One has an op. This retake is not strong at all.
Zeddy with all the utility. Bisk still full magazine of headhunter bullets, but Anguish saves in the trouble. Swiftly dismissed. Locked down on the ground with the rest of KPI dead and buried. Double digits for the DAC Dream inside the first half of the grand final.
I don't know what else there is to say. It needs to be a big half coming in from KPI, has it? I know I spoke about CGN never losing this map, but KPI has it. They've only really lost it once. It's not as if there's a bad performance here whatsoever. In fact, they even won it yesterday against Valiant, but they did get.
Honestly, at this point,
and as we said,
I mean, they're on the easier side now. I was gonna say maybe give up, but give up and think of the next map. But honestly, a little pistol here could be doable.
Uncharacteristic of them.
No room for error. As you
sometimes it's just better to just get absolutely stomped, I'm telling you.
With the odds stacked against them, they had a 9-3 half versus R8, but that was the defense, the same defense that we've just seen.
CGN has never lost Lotus.
Focus on the
Why enough? These guys picking it.
How KPI approach some of these rounds. You don't want to rely all your hopes on the 16-year-old to bail you out as good as he is.
I mean, Bisk got a chance against Anguish, but it is Anguish has it.
Get in the Guild Liquid final vibes, that's what I was thinking. I was trying to remember how much we got wrecked on that Haven game, because it felt like we got 3 rounds.
Sitting, waiting.
This is how it felt. It's an absolute shot.
From Insider. We saw Galacticos find effectiveness against CGI yesterday. Or CGN playing some of the same kind of rounds where you do walk up and take the space away. Does make for a 4-on-3. The control is somewhat limited towards this side of the map. It's the stairs fight, which is on Vince to delay.
I mean, 20 kills so far.
No way he gets one.
21, but
Didn't even side swing
still
in.
the advantage sits in KPI's hands. Tap of the spike and the wall goes up.
Nice.
Trying to deny. I mean, it's not really working out in their favour at all, as time is beginning to tick away. Wingman on the spike now, that's been destroyed, and the players are just dancing with them, showing, disappearing. Benny's on the spike and working on it, but
Yeah, let's see it, man. Let's see it.
To stop
Stop
that.
believing after a
That's
pistol.
3 kills on the round for them, and KPI finding 3 on this entire map.
Much better from KPI, and look, you have to be considering where their strengths are going to be. It was that strong half from Galacticos.
We got one
yesterday
defense
where we
round
saw
that ended
so many rounds that looked
5-13.
just like this.
Yeah, it
Trying to
felt a
find
little bit like
gaps in the
this.
setup. You take one kill there, and everything comes crashing
Double
down.
pistol. Oh man, yeah, it's actually a
Question
double
for
pistol.
CGN is, do you want to layer a bit more proactivity in here? The retake wasn't
Yeah,
completely
double
out of the
pistol.
question. You
Dude,
still
that's
have the win
like
there.
if it ended
Kenny
something
only
like
has
this,
one
just
kill.
no one talks about winning
He only has
pistol.
5 deaths though, so like, you know, just not really involved.
Okay, we've got one here.
Right
I mean,
now,
we got a hero,
that may
sheriff,
become an
and
issue if we see more rounds like that.
Marshall.
True. Good bit of info from Element, no jump spot and Bisque.
There's no way he
More
went for that
trouble.
shot.
That usually is your lurker, so maybe an idea towards the C side of the map. This Bisque continues on with the outlaw, and, well, eventually best
Yeah, I mean,
Element in this
Just
run.
gun diff.
Important round to win. Yeah, KPI punishing CGN now. Taking the ruler out, setting them straight. Bodies on the C site. Black and white shirts ready to fight at a moment's notice.
Bro, these camera angles are cracking me up.
Utility will attempt to clear them, but they've yet to be rooted out. There's Vince again.
Yeah, but they don't know exactly where he's heading, and it'll be easy enough to get the trade out.
Be nice though.
Generally, though,
It,
CGN has it.
you raise the plant?
Defense
Raise the plant? No.
actually dealt with. KPI finding the opportunities and the gaps that they've been looking for.
Want to keep as many of these guns as possible. Anguish Sheriff is a chance to snatch something back. Another player in their debut year of competition. We spoke so much of Sayonara being taken from the rank.
It's a solid from him though. With a plant, he would have had AWP, but it's easy enough to just go get one AWP. Okay, they can, honestly, they can do the bonus here. They got the wing condition.
In this one, bonus round now is a big one because, like I said, momentum is so huge, especially on this map where sometimes if you can just get the right reads, it's going to go a long way. We mentioned Killers and the experience that he has already. This is a player who's never faced against Benny before, even back on the
Yeah,
set
and
when he
CGN
went
know that
against
they're one AWP
CGN.
away, so they're
He was
going
the
super
original
aggro over
version
towards C.
of that roster before Benny was there.
Do they
I
have
know it's
anything
crazy
to stop
think there was a
the
time when that was the case.
AWP on A?
This is looking
Look like it. They're everything. Please give that AWP. Yeah. Maybe a tap just in case they're going to spam. Yeah, love that.
Turkey and what they can do when they swing you. This is CIS though. KPI have plenty of mechanical ability to send forth.
Oh,
Benny damaged up. All the utils still there. You can even see Vince has fully pulled away from the C site. This is just an assumption. CGN are comfortable playing retake and strong siding one area of the map, which is an element we didn't really get too much from KPI on their defense.
Hazard, the mistake about moving away from here if they go elsewhere is they've still not destroyed the alarm bot. That passive information.
I mean, I think this is going to work out well though.
True.
Because we can see it's just fake, and then they're probably going to go for a rehit or pivot into B.
Okay, well actually maybe we can just invest a few more numbers towards C.
And they found the alarm
Vince's
bot.
smoke is concerning them a little bit.
left.
You hear the reclear from the Prowler. That lures Davy in, demands his attention a little bit further. It's where Anguist, with the alarm bot now gone, starting to look towards stairs when the execute comes through.
Joe.
Going all the way to tree and at least
Dude, he got
trades out
melted
with
pretty
Element.
fast, still gets the
time
off.
is
Man,
low,
this is
spike needs to go down. That's the
pretty
priority.
strong after
It
plan.
looks to go down without any issue. It's the comeback in though for
Problem is
CGN
this.
Hazard that'll do so well. Both initiators are still up.
Not
Yampy,
spending
thank you so much for the
much
raid, bro.
utility either. Sure,
Hope
the
stream
drone
is good.
gone, but the recon's ready to
You,
go. Benny has
Yampy,
everything
you better be
that
number
he
1 in
needs.
ranked when I check in
KPI still
2 months'
taking
time.
these fights. Insider isolated. Vince removing him from the equation. The flood back through starts to come. The gates have dropped and they're ready to go. Zeddy gets his opposite number, but Anguist is quick for another trade, which keeps CGN in front. Bisk in the clutch.
Doable.
Needing a big moment here. He's found the most of any player.
Oh man, it's so unlucky.
And it is going to be enough.
I mean,
in the
that's
end.
no time on that.
Spike didn't
Damn,
get
bro,
half,
they're
then
on for it.
can't win it. That's a fifth.
They're
And
actually
the
all
deficit
believing.
is halved. 5 away.
The hope is back.
Yeah, and that's going to be a feel-good factor for Bisk, who so far in this map has not been up to performances that we are used to. A bonus converter is going to be massive.
Co-stream, yeah, for co-stream for the FPX
online, who loves to play that so often.
Heretics game.
Feels as if CGN had
Me,
got everything that they
Tarek,
needed as well in
Pansy
terms
still,
of
I'm pretty
the,
sure.
This, like the utility, the space.
I'm not
taking,
100%
just a little bit
still
off the
can
mark
make
in
it.
terms of time.
But maybe if
you're
Ardis
setting
is
up
around,
for
we'll get
these
Ardis in.
retakes in all of your gun rounds as well, then it can come down
Bill
to
said
those
something about
small
it being
moments,
4
and
AM,
suddenly the gap
which is a poor
closes up
excuse in
so
my books.
quickly. Bisk's op is attempting to make something happen here. Look for the wallbang, it misses.
Rib stream?
Trying to take
Yeah,
the
but
space
dude, I'm
afforded
telling
to
you,
them, and right
if
now,
I go
Cloud
down,
grasp
Tarek
both
goes
of them
down.
availability.
And whatever kind of power he has, he'll bail us out of whatever situation Ardis said.
On the other end here. Gets a chance at sayonara, but unfortunately he'll need to say that as he tries to dip out inside that, dissolving what was left. You can see players just teetering on the edge of the smokes, looking for an opportunity. Element grabs it, but at least there's a couple of trades back and forth, still continuing forward. Finally it settles with just Element left standing.
Like we said, money's not out of the woods yet either, so one more kill for Element could bring concessions to the next round. Bisk's op is what you're yet to beat. That would be difficult if he wasn't having
Alright,
an
here we
absolute
go.
stinker
Here we go. Do they
inside
decide
the
to time out? They got so many timeouts, they might as well.
I think Bisk is probably hoping
Logic
that this
_Valor,
map ends sooner
thank you,
rather than
I
later.
appreciate
It's just
that.
The op hasn't been working. You hate to say it, but that is the case.
Logic
He is
Valor, what on
gonna
earth is
be
that?
a bit better
Thank you
on
with the
this
prime though.
attack side, though, perhaps because he can pick
Appreciate
and
you.
choose those timings a little bit more.
Yeah, it was funny, we were having a joke yesterday about Ye 2022 versus Bisk's op because he just wasn't missing yesterday, and now it's like more like Ye
Bro,
2023.
dude, if we co-stream with Ardis, we'll have a bro counter. How about that? I'll have to
CGN
start
starting
off
to bleed some
pretty
rounds.
small with it though, because otherwise it's
In
gonna
terms
fill
of
up the whole
optics,
stream.
Getting a little worse. Pardon the pun, but here's another gun round. Sayonara trying to take fights early. Davi investing the drone.
OV _ Clash with the 17 months. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you for the prime.
We know CGN are happy to do this because it's in their retakes where they're trying to move a little
I mean,
bit
but honestly,
faster.
he is just kind of
Element
chilling out
picks
behind
up
the
through
smoke.
Inside
As
with
much as I'm about to say
another
that's
big kill.
madness, he is just walking around in front of his smoke.
Timeout territory. As a CGN are getting caught off
The great
guard and
opener.
giving away picks that just should not be. Element tried to get cheeky. I'm not saying
Did I
that
set up the
it's
pick'ems? I did actually set up the
desperation,
pick'ems, I
but
just
you-
can't
when you
remember what the
start to
invite
do
is.
Things like that, where you're
Hold up.
sending yourself into danger, trying to upset something.
I'm halfway there,
It
Bacam.
does feel that way, right?
Yeah.
Hold on,
this
I
is
can
what
check
we
on a
know for
second.
Element
I'll
to
check
do
on my
on
second monitor in a
CGN's
sec.
defender's side, where he's not such an active component of the offense. He's constantly limit testing on defense, and if you're losing him early, peeking into KPI, they're gonna punish you.
Well, it
Two
seems
people
that
here,
they
double
are
mollies,
gonna
30
take
seconds.
the
Alright, give me that
control
pivot to
of
be.
KJ utility
Give me that
and the
pivot to
passive
be.
control that
Oh,
held.
the fake
But it's
TP
actually
before
a
we do
straight
it. Hey,
pivot
this is
towards
nice.
the alarm bot giving that up, and well, CGN, remember, has still a person
Viper
down
all the
here
covers
and have
heaven
to go
and
into
here
a
as well.
Viper's
Oh
pit as
my
well.
goodness.
the
How
big
on
thing.
earth do you retake
KPI
this
didn't
one?
deposit anyone on either extremity.
You
They are
can't.
just holding the chokes. CGN maybe choking up a little bit themselves in these last few rounds.
Mama
This is gonna
Benji
make
Fishy,
for
hello,
7.
hello.
No attempt
When,
made. Everyone ready to
when do
save
you fly
these
out?
guns.
Said you're flying out,
Players
right?
Beyond 1,000 credits, I think you can make an argument to get some kind of a purchase here into the next, but those opportunities are drying up thick and fast, Cairo.
You there already?
CGN
Oh,
looked
nice,
so
dude.
good on their attacking side where they could set the pace.
How was the flight?
KPI are understanding much earlier on than Galacticos did yesterday how exactly this team is functioning and finding ways to exploit that.
Does it matter? Not really. So much money. A little bit closer to an ult.
And that's something that could perhaps be the deciding factor between these two, as we've seen a few being expended by KPI Hazard.
Something that CGN did a lot yesterday, which I'm yet to see from them, is take that C-mount control, be a bit more aggressive. Like you say, orbs potentially, I don't know if you're going to
get it, what even is that?
It's something different.
That's crazy. Dude, I've only ever flown first class once. And that was because it was part of the sponsorship from Blast.
But Capio is great at dealing with
it was incredible
like
though,
this.
I'm not gonna lie.
The first grand final from this year. They lost 13-0 on Icebox, but came back and won the following 2 maps. If he can find this kind of a reset, or at least something half as good, with the 3 rounds left that they need, then might just be it.
I don't think I've ever seen like Capio look too stressed. He's always like, you know what I mean, just lying, but like got the
chilled out
slightly. Yes, chilled out.
Not a chance.
Little, like, yeah, I saw it yesterday. He had one of those little fans that go around your neck as well. It's almost like he's on holiday.
His whole room is white, so you'd think it's like exotic country or something. He's like just chilling out. I don't know if there's psychology there as to whether it relaxes you.
Another go at it. It's getting kind of close.
To, like, lower your
as much as we said to losing this one, like close, would be an easy reset. Losing a 10-2 half would not be an easy reset.
Away dressing room. So there you go.
Oh, right, okay.
That's the mention. Had to get it in at some point. And look, psychology aside. Has he picked their brains? No.
Well, I don't know if that was to gain extra information or to see if there was a gap to be taken. The ultimate
winning team, they go into Ascension, so a chance to make it into franchise.
Does have the showstopper though, has it?
Loser, year's done.
And that's why you're probably seeing him a lot further back rather than limit testing, as we were talking about. Trying to get an opportunity to use that on a retake. A player who's maybe all on their own, like the way Bisk is investigating towards
the new agent select screen. Yeah, dude, I played a TDM earlier and I was like, what the hell is this?
Being very vocal right now.
They're trying to make the game. I mean, that's how I imagine agent select would be on console. They're trying to make the game look like console game.
Throw the Dizzy out through waterfall or something like that. Of course, he can't cross. He's stuck in the corner. Get a little bit of information in these late stages of the round. They've been saving so much utility for retake.
The pivot B is going to be lovely.
They have no idea what's about to hit them most times. But then again, they've not had bodies on the site. They've got 3 of them here towards A. It's a B pivot late, which removes possibility of the
these B pivots are annihilating them. And their after plants on B have just been so. Please don't do it.
CGN had to read spot on with the way that they set up. It's Vince again.
Did we need map control?
With a showstopper, there's not much in terms of targets to pick up, but he will do at least some chip damage. Insider stopping the B main, being under Sage, but
I was insta-sticking it the whole time. Nice shot, dude. But
and it's as easy as holding form.
Okay, I mean, maybe overstepped. I think if you have map control here, you don't really need Heaven.
Absolutely everything. Vince has been unbelievable so far this match. 27 kills. Just as much as we were saying, there were
about 32 with the Prime. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate the 3 months.
Yesterday, it was Anguist with 31 versus Novo. And now Vince on course for a similar kind of result. 2 players which are trying to make their mark. Anguist, this is the furthest he's ever been in any interregional competition. First taste of it, in fact. Whereas Vince is looking to bounce
and now they're in a really good spot. Starting to get some ults online, 1 away from a Killjoy.
Such a key round here, though, because you're looking at denying CGN getting map point just as the
let's see, if they got insta reset. Ooh, I mean, a little reset on this would be devastating. 2 people get wrecked. Vince, yeah, what's he on now? 26 or something?
Already CGN have gutted the closet, buried the skeletons of Turkey, which has been haunting Dak for so long.
27 to 12? Holy.
Under siege.
It's his site. They see the turret and they know. Smoke for the cross. Looking to maybe force out a peek of some sorts, and that's exactly what Bisk is holding on for. It's on the A side of the map where Element is a lot more front-facing here as he's checking it.
And it's gonna be weird over towards B again, and some of the stuff that they haven't liked over towards B is the fact they've been going for this plant. If they go this plant, like this bit of map control is fine. Especially in like no Viper, you have to rely on the Omen to smoke this. I think it's okay. Dude, surely we don't go for this plant.
You've got to be thinking about,
oh.
Yep, here it is, Davies, Hunter's Fury.
Spike down, still going for this plant. We get fade out with the plant.
Just a little bit, but has finally gone down and allowed the Nightfall to come online.
KPI know they can get imposed
1 and 2, that's it.
But without that Viper's Pit that they had a couple
this
of
time they
rounds
don't
ago,
take extra map control. But like these people have to kind of commit heavy for the swings. Both of them.
Want to try and take some more space towards Waterfall.
Ooh, that's a nice smoke for him to play around though.
You've also got Insider late coming through Hobbit.
The players are already in. The fight's already taken, and CGN still holding on to that person advantage. Insider though, just ducking, weaving, best with his operator, and a 1v1 against that.
Hey, he's played it well. Ooh, nice, bro. Some solid shots going on this one. Okay, reset. 1, 2 people wrecked. Guys, I mean, even this guy's wrecked. 3 people. He played that really well though.
Bisq, the man in control. That's what we wanted to see. Kills for impact. Another clutch in his books. Like we said, topping the charts for KPI in that department. It's where you want him. Peek onto Daviation, taking the timing before the tap here as well. It's just so well read.
Probably so the Viper can molly. You can do that off the roof anyway.
If they pull strings in the right places, CGN were not there to fight it. Second timeout being called upon their
Interesting
behalf.
it's their timeout.
Smart 7 once again introduced.
Yeah.
Divine Evil, thank you so much, man. Appreciate the 6 months. Thank you.
Considering how, when you think of the rounds that were happening there, we just did
Psych as well. Hello mate, how you doing?
Better team for the grand scheme of things. Just unfortunately, Bisq being able to 2v1 them. That shouldn't have been the case.
Does anyone know where Apex is? I mean, they're already qualified to Ascension. This is for the last spot in EMEA Ascension. And then Ascension starts like 10th or 12th of September. Someone here will have the date.
Another name which has been around in CIS for a long time. Was the coach for the original entrant.
We'll definitely watch a good amount of it. Hopefully we can get most of the regions done. August 31st. Wait, it starts on the 31st?
CGN timeout, so apologies for the error there on screen.
Wait, that starts way earlier than I thought.
Focus put.
I mean, we can still watch it. That's so fun.
The head of the snake on CGN's side of the server is lost. It's Benny first down. No surprises there, but this is not the place to lose him.
It was actually a CGN timeout? Okay, that makes more sense. Ike Moon with the 3 months. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate using Prime also. Thank you so much for doing that, dude. Yeah, so this is just a low buy. I'm not too worried for them on this one. They could definitely use this round to try farm the Raze. Maybe that's why the Raze is going a little bit aggro.
It's an A plan.
Better be thinking ahead on this one. I mean, this pulse is so strong. Bro, this Vince guy makes some impossible rounds doable.
An Element's judge could be awkward to deal with, especially if one of the players on a pistol.
Bro, he's hitting some shots now.
Went for the rifle instead, and well, knowing about Bisq's operator is certainly operating at full capacity. Last 2 remaining players are stuck towards the back of site. They know it's difficult to try and break this, especially with no flashes. It's going to be easy to pick up. Anguist is now just burning, scorching the earth in which he stands. He'll find a rifle and try and get out with it, but there's not much there to get.
Not wanting to give anything away to Insider here either, because with the gap 4 rounds,
out of my stream? Oh yeah, you're right.
Win, 4 on points off that Viper's Pit. It could just be
Twitch chat was creeping in.
Another thing to think about. Bisq has got the tour de force off from all of these op kills. If there's ways that you can maybe punish CGN with a double setup, I'm not sure, but it's
alright. Another big one, another big buy round. We've only got 1 so far, and I would say that KPI messed it up by trying to push over towards Heaven.
CGN only one round to show for, and this is one of the final chances they might get. It's a lot more aggressive in Mound. Anguished as he was.
Oh, that's an
on the
early Omen
previous,
flash.
Posted up and ready to activate his ability. Can't get out, has to stand his ground. Sayonara sinks him to the
Bro's just talking about all the damage they did here. I got a lot of body shots.
A lot of utility to try and get rid of them. Look at the belts which KPI hold.
It's a weird
So
setup,
much.
man.
They were really good at draining utility from Valiant here yesterday, so any pieces which you can
Out of all,
wipe from the board
out of all the
before
agents
you
to go
get into that
aggro,
late round, those retakes that we
is it
spoke
like
of,
they go aggro so that
would
he
be
can
huge.
molly here? But then why?
also
Surely you
lost
would just
Anguist's turret
nade
through
here
B.
anyway if you had a raise.
I'm just hoping
Didn't
both of
massively
these
like the
sites can
setup, I'm not
hold.
gonna lie to you.
KPI are making inroads on A now though. Getting ready to take this fight.
Oh,
Show
hold
someone
up.
never goes. And here's Element.
That's massive, Liza!
Oh my god, that's a nice shot as well though. Shout out to the Fade Eye. Big 2v2. Benny has Wingman.
Have done the business that they needed to. Zeddy low.
When in doubt, use the Odin.
Right
Yeah,
bolt rather
very
than an
much.
operator. And Benny has a full belt of utility.
Again, he has everything. Dizzy's going to come through, scoped in, would be a struggle for Zeddy. Benny's going to make the jump
Whoa.
instead, straight to the crosshair. How
I mean,
does he
it's
hit it?
should be impossible
Vince
to win
is
this.
still alive and has been
Whoa.
on a tear
Oh
so
no,
far.
no,
The
he
crush
went
is
for the
effective
fish hole
on the
instead of.
wrong side. It gives Bisk a chance, but it's
Dude, I
snatched
was
straight
nervous when the
away.
fish hole came out.
Vince with the
I thought that was the
kill,
only
which
way
is
they could
gonna
probably
collect
lose that.
well for CGN. Just
Okay.
as things were getting close,
3 chances
with all
though.
the importance
3
we placed on
chances.
this first map for how
Odin did make the
well
difference
both
here. The
teams
guy
have
running
played
through
on
the
it so
smoke got
far.
1. That was pretty
CGN
big as
might
well.
have just put themselves in a position to draw first blood.
Yeah, I mean, Davy H's Odin, it's the first time we've seen it, and the impact is fantastic. I mean, Bisk is just, he's just been unfortunate. But the other part about this
Is Ascension going to be on LAN? It's something like the semi-finals and the finals. It's not many of the games, at least for EMEA. Like all of Americas and stuff is in Mexico. Can't remember where Pacific is. But theirs is all on LAN. I think it's EMEA. Only like the last 2 games are.
Has won the first duel.
That's one of the first times they got the first pick.
KPI, the hands are tied. They want to push the B site. Vince is here, and he's unbeatable. Only
Dude, what did
this time.
Viper Smoke
The
hit?
lockdown's already been cooked in. Zeddy's the one with the spike. He's got to push out of Hobbit or find himself detained from the shadows.
What
will
a
be
weird
committed
round.
Towards A. They know where the rest are.
Oh my god.
And Element is happy to take this fight with Davy by his
Yeah,
side.
I mean the guy
4
close
versus
jumping
2,
kind of baited
CGN
this one in.
front in what could be the
2v4.
final round of Lotus.
Looks like it. Kelly's going searching. Almost an adventure. Seeking his way through B. Zeddy's been found. That was the spike, and now Kelly's well known about trying to get.
Good news
back
is he's got a lot
through
of
it.
time.
He's stuck with no way in. 40 seconds to work with, has it? It's not a lot of time to get 3 players and a spike down.
Killers is healthy, 1 off the Nightfall. 30 seconds for the champ to have his chance.
With a plant, he gets fatal.
To break between the lines under Davy's nose. The first tap, and now they know. Hunter's Fury comes in, he'll dodge it. Not sure if the zip line was
Now
hurt.
what's he do?
Can't quite fully wrap around. Has to be this committal to the A site, but still wants to win that first duel. He will. It's
Fatal
up to
plant?
Anguish. Second tap, second peak. Still by
That's
time.
unlucky. They played it well.
has
He had to
find the
fatal
kills,
plant
but
and hope that
Benny is
they
heading
didn't
for the
run in
hills.
because there's no
It's
sound.
done. CGN
Okay, I mean, honestly, with a 10-2 half, it was all done in the first half
Lotus.
anyway. They
Both
actually made a
were
pretty good go at
unbeaten
trying to get
coming
this a little bit
in, but
closer.
They are the ones who open the scoring in the grand final.
It's not even that though, Hazard. When it comes to the veto, KPI could pick their map first, and they picked Lotus. That's where they chose to start. And on top of that,
Bro,
they
Vince
are
is off
to
celebrating,
end
man.
up
He had an
losing
insane
it,
map.
right? You put almost CGN in a point where they can break your serve. In fact, they've broken your serve, and they get to go onto their own map pick, heading on to map number 2.
Huge win for CGN there in our opener. Like you say, it was KPI's pick. It doesn't go their way.
How was the Haven
Ascent
yesterday?
coming up
Really
next.
one-sided, dude.
A lot of pressure put on them now.
TSM
We
just
said
wrecked them.
before, they struggled in these longer series, and it doesn't get off to the best of starts. We'll see what the analysts make
Hello,
of this
Desp.
one after
Good
the
morning.
break.
Okay, chat. Let's spam some ads. Let's be back in a little bit. What was the next map? Ascent, right? Ascent and Haven. Oh, that's right. Watching EMEA TTSM tonight? Nah, not tonight. Not free tonight. But I'll watch this and then we'll raid someone that's probably going to watch it. Okay, I'll be back in a little bit.
An almost comeback from KPI, but CGN find their feet when it mattered most, taking any momentum built away from KPI and ripping their map pick out of their hands. Pavlos, you mentioned Lotus was a risky pick for KPI. Talk us through what you just saw.
I mean, you just described it perfectly. To be fair, it was a pretty damn strong start from CGN. They had a perfect attack, near perfect attack inside, really, not dropping much. And KPI didn't seem to be online as much, but when they were the ones on the attack, when the tempo switched, when they were in control of the pace of the game and how they wanted to approach it, everything changed. It sort of felt like they could maneuver their opponents everywhere where they wanted to and use that to their advantage to get clean spike plants. And when it came to the post plants, you started to see players like Bisq show up where previously weren't as prevalent.
It was just a massive failure.
Bro ended on 31-15.
Attacking half, right? Like they win both the pistols on this map too, and somehow you still go down 10-2 in that first half. It was
he was responsible for like what,
50
five
KPI, something that we saw
of
a little bit
10-2 half
yesterday from Valiant. They were really good at doing that thing, but it is just those elements of like what happens when Sayonara's not trying to get a 40 bomb to bail you out in the server. Probably maps like that, right? It's just CGN. They start off well. They looked really rocky on the second half. You could almost smell like comeback and that overtime coming, but a crazy round to just pull things back in the direction of CGN to close it out.
Yeah, I think we kind of spoke about this a little bit whilst we were watching, but I think, you know, this is the issue sometimes with Chamber as well, because Bisq didn't have the best start. Didn't he drop something like 1 kill?
Hello, Keeper. How we doing?
Yeah, 1 and 12.
How's the rank grind going?
Not finding that impact with the Chamber when it's needed the most with those kind of early picks on the defensive round, you're gonna struggle. Let's talk a little bit more about Vince. Ryan, I'm gonna leave this one in your hands.
I mean, what is there to say? Like, literally, production told us we have 38 seconds worth of highlights, which is honestly
you're playing
probably
scrims
just as long as Bisq was alive.
Dude, I saw you spam with a 3-hour-long video.
Sort of matches out.
I'm not watching a 3-hour-long video.
When you're looking at different players, that element, the experience that he has, Benny, the way that this team is put together, the strategy, the comps, you don't really expect your controller to be the one that's putting in such an insane performance.
Have I ever casted a game?
Was a player that Strong highlighted for our
no, I don't think so. Not properly.
For the future that you can see on
I did a try cast with Henry and Anders in some kind of face-it thing. But it was just like a show match. It was more just chatting.
Sayonara from that Valiant series, put him on Omen, and then put him in the server for CGN. You have what Vince was doing here.
How's the bacon? The can. Thank you so much. Thank you.
To KPI,
appreciate the gifted
power, and it's not from your frontliners. Well, even though we had strong performances from Element as well, right? It's just the consistency that Vince brought to the table when it came to mid-rounding, when it came to post-plants, when it came to opening things up. Vince was just everywhere, consistent.
Bro had an absolute game, man.
You know, most of the time you want someone like Vince to open things up for your teammates. He really didn't need much help in that endeavor. He was
getting that 3 months of Apple TV. That's actually true.
Yeah, there were a couple of rounds as well that stood out for all of us. One,
what are you watching, Bacon?
Definitely a squeaky
honestly, Bacon's got so much free time now. He's actually going to be watching everything. But Ryan, Bacon's going to be, every time someone gifts a sub, he's just going to be giving them hints of what to watch. Like, give them recommendations.
Dead kind of vibes. But it was not only the showing of what CGN were doing well on attack, but where Bisq was going so wrong. I said right at the start of the show, you live and die by this sword. The repick to go for the fight element, 5 and 1 on first kills on this side. Bisq on the defense, 0 and 5. He died first 5 times, more than the rest of his team combined, because he was going for those aggressive plays. But the rest, CGN were just really good at dealing with these scenarios. You could sort of see the KPI trying to walk in, full contact their way in those positions, but his post plant is just too good.
If I had to pick an Olympic sport to not embarrass myself, what am I picking? To not embarrass myself? Bro, we're slim pickings here, dude.
Lacked in confidence, they weren't quite warmed up. The occasion got the best of them. It's
to
hard
not
to say
embarrass
because
myself.
It was so much better in the second half.
I mean,
swimming? Nah. Get embarrassed. You got to do that jump in. You like, you know, the jump in where what would happen is, you know, where everyone dives in and they get ultimate like distance. I'm getting such little distance that everyone's calling me out.
Use your rendezvous to get that get for free out without being traded, but you saw Sayonara taking that role. The fact that
There's
you
walking?
can't really
What do you mean
rely on
walking?
performances like that, and we're not just talking about stand-up performances, we're talking about star performances. You can't really rely on them map after map, is what was illustrated in this series as a whole. And I think what CGN did was
Speed
just
walking?
play their game.
Yeah, maybe that would be the one.
Yeah, and there was one specific round which I felt like could have gone either
That's
way.
probably
It
that's
could
probably
have
my best
been
bet,
the
right?
round breaker for the game and which way it went, whether the comeback was
Long
continued
jump
by
now,
KPI,
get annihilated in
or
long
whether
jump.
CGN won it out. And that was round 21, right, Pavlos?
Yes, it was. And Ryan can break through rounds and make it all seem smart and dandy. I'm just going to let you guys react to this. This is a reaction round. This is where we'll get to see
Table tennis, nowhere near good enough.
all over again, because we love seeing chaotic rounds again and again and again, especially when things like this happen. Sayonara walks in, Davi is there, Element walks out of the shadows, Zeddy is there with the operator, somehow gets a shot across the
Yeah,
wall,
something with
gets
someone with like a
double,
big
and even
group.
though all this chaos
Like if it's like
happens,
speed
still a 2v2.
walking and everyone's in a group, yeah, that could be
KPI get
okay.
the part down,
We'll
CGN
just
trying
hang at
to
the
get
back with the
regroup
stragglers.
together as
Could
you
be
would.
okay.
And yeah, the first few seconds were just
It's
a big
this
highlight
Benny
of this game.
peak. It's this.
Yeah.
It's just like Benny just sending it, jumping up just as high as.
Or maybe like a relay run, because there's like 4 of you, right? And you go somewhere in the middle, so people don't realize that you're letting the team down that
And then
bad.
just decided, like, I don't mind talking smack
could
about
work.
Biskin at defensive half because he was woeful, but on the attack, he was
Guys are
so
pretty fast,
good.
though.
It was so much different. He was finding so much more success. He won a bonus clutch. He won a clutch.
I would let
before this
every
round
team
that
down
really
bad. Yeah, I
set the
agree.
sail
But
for
I'm
an
trying to think of
overtime.
like,
and in that
what's the least
position,
obvious?
You almost feel he's going to win it, but it was just such a weird, unique CGN way of playing that really catches him by surprise and confirms it for CGN.
Well, let's take a quick look at what that means for the series and the map progress so far, because of course, as we've mentioned already, that was KPI's map pick, a risky one albeit, and it did go in CGN's favor.
Ave, yeah, thank you so much, man. Appreciate the prime.
Next,
EVE, yeah,
which is
thank you
CGN's
so
map
much.
pick, and
Thank
we
you,
know
thank
it's
you.
one of the
Appreciate
it's
the prime.
literally the only map that KPI have dropped in play-ins so far. So it will be very interesting going into this one. Pavlos, I don't know if you have a specific take or prediction for Ascent. I'm going to throw it to you straight away. What are you thinking?
It's hard to imagine that KPI can win this one, given how consistent their opponents have been in playing it, right? And as you said, they've already faltered a little bit. It's a bit rough. But the thing that they do have going for them is that Ascent is a simple map. You don't have to, over analyze things and get too complicated with it. But it's at these moments that you realize that having experience playing it time and time again.
Mr. Prince 67, thank you so much for the prime. Appreciate the 21 months. Thank you for doing that.
And can make
Valorant hosted a World Cup. Dude, I really hope at one point
we
we get a World Cup. It would be so banging.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't
who would
laughing at
win?
you, Pavlos, 'cause you're right, like I said,
Probably
it's the
Turkey
straightforward map, but not when your
or
opponent's playing Phoenix Jet, like as a double duelist. Like that's the curveball, right? But it's also just the.
Honestly, the
form
Korean
that
team
CGN
would be
have
pretty
been on.
unreal,
Like, I think
right?
they're 8-1 so far since the start of stage 2. They have lost once to alternative attacks. But
hey
the games
Bocco
that
with the
they've
prime
won,
as well.
the
Thank
most
you for the
rounds that
5
they've
months.
dropped
Thank
was
you, thank
7.
you.
So when they win pretty damn hard. And it's also like their attacking side is strong. 60+% win rate on a side that teams hate to play on first because the defensive side is so well considered. So this is going to be comfortable for CGN. Like looking good on that first map, going on to this choice where we've already seen KPI be incredibly shaky against Valiant yesterday. It feels like it's set up for you, but that's usually where these teams maybe overcomplicate it a bit.
Yeah, I do wonder.
The UK team? I mean, the UK team wouldn't be too
kind of
bad.
Going into this with KPI running
Slowly
that
losing
Ascent
players.
meta, I
But we
almost
gained
feel
Benji Fishy
like
this year, so that's good.
CGN have that upper hand. They know how Ascent will be played by them very likely. Like, that's not to say that KPI won't throw something exciting in there and maybe something different that we've not seen on Ascent before. But CGN already have that element of surprise going in, like you said, with the Phoenix and the Jet being played. I think they've also ran an Astra.
Bro, these guys get 30 minutes in
Yeah,
between
yeah,
maps.
it's an Astra.
Yeah. So that also, opens up, I think, a lot of potential for those post plans. I mean, I'm biased. I love an Astra play. I'm a boaster.
Rugby, it's been a long time, dude.
And I know how great Astra
Been a long
play.
time.
What do you
Last time I
think
played
about
rugby, I was like, what,
Makes
5
sense,
foot
actually, that,
3 or
like,
something?
Zesht is on the team that is playing Astra because he is the captain, the
I would get
ambassador of
annihilated
the
still. Those
Astra
two bros are
Appreciation
giant.
Society, or I guess if you shot to ASP, which isn't great, but that also kind of sums up how Astra is good on this meta. But yeah, it's something that CGN have been playing, so it's the same old KPI. I think the only thing that I was thinking that they might do is swap Sayonara back to that Silver because it is still so good.
They actually run a Phoenix
really
on this?
and warmed up towards the end.
Wait, what the hell do they run on
no,
this?
they're still dedicating Sayonara to the duelist.
They run the Phoenix Jet? That's sick.
As well as the others.
Yeah, and I think that's what KPI
and an Astra.
This time around,
so what do they cover up A by just using the Phoenix Molly Flash the whole time? And then what?
Yes, players like Bisq did come up huge towards the end of the game, towards the second half, but you can't let things go wrong for so long. You've got to be able
They run a Phoenix on 5 out of 7 maps. Wait, really?
Yeah, I think it's going to be really
honestly, I respect that.
here because when they played Valiant previously, you know, Sayonara was still up there at the
If
very
a team,
top,
I mean,
so
if a team doesn't punish you for getting in the orbs all the time, why not?
Any different plays, who knows? But we are all going to know together very, very soon because Ascent is ready. So I will hand you back over to our casters, Hazard JC and Cairo.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, looking at the veto, it was already said on the analyst desk. This was the one that we're thinking is the lock-in for CGN. With Haven
Benny's
up next,
agent pool is
KPI
Gecko,
territory,
Phoenix, Sage, Raze, Clove. The solid array. I like it.
Maps. However, the last time that KPI lost an opening map was in the grand finals of Split 1. They beat Kase on the next. That was their chance to get back into things.
Yeah, this is a big map.
They've been really successful with this comp. Dude, I'm telling you, if people get used to playing against some of these cameras cracking me up. If people get used to just playing against comps that like they maybe don't need to fight for orbs as much, then honestly you could just be free farming. You could start on attack as well.
Promising this series is
just double orb default the whole time.
KPI need to really lock in because if not, I can see this slowly getting away from them.
Distance, yeah. Honestly, maybe these two are scrim partners. CSM tonight? Nah, I'm busy tonight. So we'll raid someone else. There'll be plenty of streamers on though.
CGN on their own map selection with a chance to go 2 up in the grand final.
I mean, this is the thing though, has it? CGN.
Hey, clearing close. This is B main, nice and early, and no punish on this one. Guys, wait, really, dude? For free, I can get this orb?
Yeah, I mean, they always tend to find themselves at an advantage coming into the next half when they are on the attack. Even finishing out from there.
Nice shot element, gets things started, wins the jet duel, and Sayonara missing again. 5 on 4. They can now start to split the site. There's still 2 players here. One of them, Kiles, joins up with Zeddy through their own dark cover. While I would have had the flashes to take the fights, it happens through the midsection instead. Both Insider and Bisq, the core, the foundation that this team is
might get really good timing
the
though.
response you want. And last time we saw CGN in this position, they weren't decisive
Dude, Astra's really just like, yeah, you guys kill the 2 on site and I'll kill the rotates. Good luck. We need 2v2. Oh my god, the recon's incredible.
Been a real weakness for CGN. You can see just Vince deposited in mid is something to catch players rotating in. And
There's one of the rotates.
To brawl their way into a site take, but it doesn't seem to be happening for them. And time is getting low.
Okay.
And with
I mean, don't have time to pivot anymore, and this guy on B main should just win everything.
Time is ticking away for CGN to get this spike down.
Waiting for a reaction. The mid round is where
I mean the 2 kills over towards middle is just everything.
KPI able to restore order effectively.
This guy here can't really rely on these 2 to win the 2v2. Or if they do, they kind of just got to go a bit earlier.
Off their defender's side on Lotus pops up inside the first minute and a half.
Pings towards the middle of the map as well for KPI. Probably looking to contest that, especially since Sayonara is on the Marshall. No heavy shields, of course, Hazard, because why would you do that on the next round? I mean, for the light shield, though, Element probably the only one being able to withstand a bullet.
Yeah, I mean, we got a raid boss for this one.
It's actually a BE main. Do you know what? I'll just shut up.
It's all good. We're loving the info, Cairo. This is what it's all about. No Marshall picked up by Element this time around. That's probably the biggest thing. key factor.
Okay, I mean,
of how
at
CGN
least
play these.
like in the early signs from KPI that we have punishes. We have a molly that's gonna stop you off getting the orb over towards B. We had a contact Omen Flash.
KPI continued forward. There's a chance of a crunch, except it's the exact same push that we saw in the last round and the pistol.
Smoke goes up, Anguist on the other side. Timing is everything like you say, but KPI know about this market presence. Bisk has to thread the needle with the Guardian, does get one, it's a double peek back in, straight to his barrel.
Holy hell, what a shot.
Sayonara will hit Element right between the eyes.
Wait, dude.
No
Some
amount of
people's
shields can offset that amount of
some people's
damage
specters
inside of
look
finding the
nuts.
final couple. Makes it flawless, heading into the bonus. This is the strong signs.
Maybe I've been watching people with
I mean, it was something
stingers for too long.
Strong was talking about the other day on Deskaza about the cycles of utility in the game and how everything works.
Why is bro ADSing? Yeah, but look at it. Maybe we should be ADSing. I'm not even going to question that. This is a great shout from him.
With CGN contact
Got 4 people they can one-shot.
Little to no util till their execution. It might allow KPI to have that chance to go and punish.
Oh, I like
Oh yeah, I mean, they were so ready for this though. They had like 4 people playing anti-flash.
On the angle there. Does get punished.
Oh my god, 2 HP.
Numbers, but Benny has dropped low. He's going to have to reinvest some of his own utility to get healed up. And you can see it's already taking place in spawn.
Actually, it's both the wall and the molly, so he's going all the way up to 100.
Yeah, why does it look laggy? Is it me again?
Still that outlaw in play, you could very much take him offline, but I think that's a trade that you're happy to make to get some site control.
Get a refresh.
To move towards A, but I wouldn't be surprised if CGN head through middle.
Looks hella laggy, looks crazy laggy.
And try and split B again, because it's the same kind of ideas that they keep on presenting.
I mean,
We got no drop frames there, so I don't think it's me, but...
Be able to buy a bit of delay in the gamble from KPI is
Look
so
at that.
good, mate.
Huge rotation if they commit to it. You've only got Davi late through main, can recon over the top to support, but KPI have got boots on the ground on the A site and they're ready to take these engagements. Both outlaw shots land, one to Benny, one to Vince, both are dead.
I mean, that is a meat grinder, bro. They're not even going to win the fast buy rounds.
Left, I should say.
Yeah, they went a little bit low on this as well, time-wise.
Whitewash when it comes down to the execute, Cairo. KPI doing so much to contain, but they had all the
It's laggy
ideas.
everywhere. It's their stream. Okay.
Thanks
for checking.
Like now, as this starts to go on, KPI have got such a good read on what CGN are trying to do on the last round. Like, it's pretty easy to tell what's going on in terms of gambling towards the east side. I mean, you got the runner back online in the last round, but it's not much of a saving grace.
You don't see Benny use it much on these eco rounds either. They're happy to invest ults, but it's a very set strategy. CGN trying to fill the mid vacuum again. Edge of the Nebula being guarded by Sayonara. Crosses and the reaction is a little delayed. Vince able to get up to Arch. What is the reaction? KPI looking to invest a few more players towards short here perhaps. See if they can box them in, but nothing as of yet.
I mean, Sayonara's
I mean, the wall made him use the recon pretty early. It's not too bad. Get a little bit from it. Next round should be diff because they got Phoenix ult, so maybe KPI will go aggro. We'll see.
A lot of moving parts here. Bisk finding Benny. It's going to stop the B main players coming out, but they're starting to get out of market as well. That drone is massive from Bisk.
2 players that need to push the smoke to support the site holder, Insider. The anchor, one picked up by Bisk on the way through stairs, but Element has another back in the conversation.
Is Apex overall favorites for Ascension? It's hard to judge. This is the problem with the EMEA stuff. It's like some of the regions are a little bit more stacked than others.
They will not put a foot
Like the Turkish region's pretty stacked.
KPI really starting to stretch their legs now.
German region's pretty stacked.
The first time that we saw Ascent played by CGN.
Yes, the Spanish region's pretty stacked. There's normally like 2 teams that are buying out.
It was the same exact start, and they were able to bounce back. I mean, different opponents, different stage in the game.
Go next.
I mean,
Yeah, go
how
next
does
might be favorites.
CGN begin to look at a timeout after this one. The attack is notoriously
Ascension
hard
should be
on
pretty
Ascent.
open. This is the issue. We don't really know
CGN
until they
are
start
notoriously
facing each
good
other.
at attacking Ascent.
So thinking about the players themselves, performance-wise, CGN looking a lot like
The idea of this
KPI
is
were
absolutely fine though, right? Early
previous.
Sova ult just to try and get a pick, hoping that you can try and get some damage off. Just make them delay using the ult in terms of like the round. Hopefully you get a pick so they don't freely use that ult. Or you get the Phoenix. Or we take over towards B to try and do some damage because obviously you're going to enter the site with the ult.
You've inserted Zeddy towards
Whoa.
wide, but there's not really
Wait,
been
they
a
got
big
caught out in
rotation
the
afforded yet.
open
This
here. They actually
forced to wade
get out of here. They
through
have
the
recon
nano
as
as it
well.
opens up at his feet, and the same can be said for
And the
Insider.
recon gets
Nice
the
smoke
only
from
guy
his
going
teammate.
out.
Can now support the site a little bit better. Bisk has got the opener, and Benny Molly out, has nowhere to look. Davi gets one back, and Anguis by his side. The site given over to CGN, but KPI are ready to flood this.
Yeah, they are, Hazard, and the players on the site are stuck there. They've got their backs to the wall. They need to fight hard, but it's not going to work.
Yeah, it's a nice retake from these three. They just kind of flooded fast. They didn't give them much time to actually get good after plant positions.
Do not look like the same team.
I do think that KPI's like plans against the Phoenix and what they're doing has been great so far. They got a little bit lucky here. They got caught out in the open. That's probably what the pings are as well.
The story is completely different. Even looking at that round, the supportive utility to bridge the gap from CT to the B site itself.
Yeah, I think this is a good timeout. They can probably just... I mean, honestly, they've been getting the orbs for free. I don't think they need to change too much up.
The bricks in the road.
Just maybe like actually pressure and default middle on a round like this.
It's the fact that like simple things like
The most classic grand final script, yeah. Feeling like it.
If that makes sense, like he's still in that animation and he's locked in it. So he
Just
can't
never
get
getting
right
one
to
map
fight,
that's
and
actually
no one
close.
picks off the back of that trade. So essentially, it's worthless. I mean, the site setup was spot on. The protocols from KPI from there on forth, that's the one thing that has to be said. And yeah, Hunter's Fury used in the last round. So realistically, the only counter to Anguis' lockdown is that of Insider's lockdown.
That or a well-timed knife from Killes. His utility has been impressive so far. We can speak so much about the Phoenix and the Astra, but the absence of a KO on one side and then flip the inverse to what KPI have at their disposal, there's a reason why this comp is played so consistently. And sometimes teams will take out fundamental
They got some options
like
here.
KO, and
Yeah, they
you
managed to
miss so
force
much
out a
in the
buy. Are they not
process.
missing util?
It's been a big tool in terms of the A main
I mean,
control.
not really. Like one shock, that's about it.
Well, but finally, CGN might just be giving it a look in.
Straight into the A split.
I like how KPI are playing this still though. Just info over towards the mid, and then just making sure they can hard shut down over towards the sides. Like it's basically just how you want to be playing against the Phoenix. Whoa.
I mean, even a kill, going for more.
No way, this guy got another one close.
It's so easy for them when it comes to the duels, Hazard. The shot you're not quite hitting. At least Element gets one back in the conversation, but it is only one, and the spike is in KPI's hands.
Element has so much work to do. Davi gets the Hunter's Fury up. Cannot help his teammates whatsoever in this situation.
Magnum, hello bro, how we done?
He's left to a 1v4.
Benny 1v5.
Not quite within his wheelhouse, you would think.
He's just
KPI,
farming people on Phoenix.
An opportunity for them to move up to a 6th. Shaw's
I will say, like, if people want a demonstration on how to play against the Phoenix though, like this is it. Like everything they're doing on defense is the one.
30 seconds left to play around with
Trav,
now.
hello man. Dude, Trav, you got watch party rights, right? I think I saw your name there.
They've been incredible. As they brought this through, I mean, gets the spike, that's all he was wanting, and dips out. You can see Bisk already looking to try and cut off the rotate, and he gets a glimpse at him. Davi double thinking about maybe peeking out, but it will be.
I mean, he gets the plant here. It's a doable. Doable round.
KPI are rushing this.
Giving him a chance. Does get revealed. That
They played it pretty well though.
to pounce. 3 kills picked up The operator should come with it. To go back to the start of that round though, Cairo, something I wanted to highlight was, again, the KO utility. Not only does it locate that Davi is the only player in A main, which means they can focus more heavily on the short push, it removes his drone as well, so he's a little bit more paranoid to clear it.
That's what I'm saying.
On the minimap, he only just gets in once 3 of his teammates have gone down, not finding the full value of the
APAC Ascension, yeah, should be able to do a good amount of it.
We'll
definitely, I need to look at like the schedules, but we'll be able to do like the finals for all of them for sure, and then some of like the. Dude, everyone's here. Magnum, Link, Nilzinho.
Any of them, maybe we'll see the blades from
Hello, Nil.
That's about the size of it.
That's what you're expecting here, and actually, with Insider being the only player to
Neil, I got you getting out of your group, by the way. Don't be doing anything too crazy.
Hold the line. Suppression onto 3 players, though.
The pick'ems are very important to me.
Variant in how this KO knife is being used, but still finding so much value. It's actually Element by itself.
Oh yeah, Coach of the Year, Nilzinho. Holy hell. Who would have thought?
I mean, it's a duel against Insider. You can see why they would want shot, because it's to deny the lockdown.
Look at him, man. He's Coach of the Year and he's just making demands.
Contested, and that's a big ultimate offline. I was going to say, I could see a lockdown being invested by CGN.
They got so many ults there.
And he's done so.
Well, not only that,
are they going to try and use all their ults onto the eco?
Element can find the capitalization
Scary.
that he's looking for here. Benny still has 2
Wait,
flashes.
2
2
people?
players detained. Bisk and Sayonara gone for the next 8 seconds.
Yeah, I was gonna say, bro just knows exactly where they are because they got caught.
So many pieces
no, they got 4 eco'd pretty much, just stalled out from ults.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's a giant round. That's their first round.
With the fact that CGN were actually saving in this round, holding for exits.
Sprite the Legend with the 12 months. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate the tier 1. Thank you, thank you.
As soon as you see, like, already the setup from KPI to play
I got nothing for you now.
and the fact that Insider's ultimate is up, they just put Element in there to try and deny that, and he does so well.
Thanks.
You have to be really
Sprite again, thank you for the whole year, dude.
Against CGN if they're not offloading any of that utility, because as you say,
right, money's pretty good with that.
There, every single
they didn't
one
get
of them,
a crazy amount of.
The aggressor and the other 2
dude, actually
Davi
buys the
Anguish
attack
to just reinforce it,
up.
has got them on the board. It's broken the streak of 6. Still a Guardian there though. Element's op could be huge to take this fight. It's Davi instead which goes down.
Wait, that was
They only recruited
unbelievably
Nebula. That was it
fast.
to fight mid.
Maybe knowing that there would be an op, thinking maybe it was Bisk from last map, but no, it's Sayonara on this, and he does not miss.
He doesn't.
Did I lag or something? That would look so
This
fast,
time
bro.
around.
That fast one?
Hear his name floating.
Durnavir. That's how I say your name, right? Durnavir. Thank you so much for the bits,
has the
bro.
world
I
at his
appreciate you
feet.
doing that.
Bisk,
Tell me
another one of
I'm
those
saying your
players that
name
can
right.
be equally as good on their day, and that's the scary part.
Yeah.
Anguished. Looking to throw his name into the ring. Insider gone, only B player in terms of making that cross that they used to do so many times. KPI don't have
knife hit all
full
3.
spawn control. In fact, it looks like Bisk is going to be investing this drone to even re-clear it as well. Still a 4v3.
Kill
what a
to
shot.
Sayonara. Hazard, that brings it back equal. Cosmic Divide still available and plenty of stars to be used as well.
They can batten down the hatches here. You have a star placed on one of the sides. It's the lane being held by the alarm bot, so Vince face checking this one himself.
you just got to
Gonna be in the
3-send that
best
lane, I
position to
think.
use his utility. Does full tuck off the contact of the flash. They are right back at it.
Did you see the body
Anguish
getting
nose to the
pulled?
grindstone,
Okay.
keeps
I mean,
on
this was
going.
nice, dude. Their
2
actual
kills
ult
from
usage
the
right now has
4v3,
been winning
but
them rounds.
CGN,
That's
a
the only
player
way they
at
look
the
like they're winning them.
advantage now.
And I
KPI
like
have
this
the
idea to
limitation,
try
trying to
and
remove
take down their
these
money.
rifles from the board. Bisk and Killers doing a brilliant job at it, and in
That
fact,
is huge,
they
man.
will wipe the slate clean.
Yeah,
They
even
don't
though
get
they
a
lose,
7.
means that everyone has to
CGN onto a
rebuy, and they're
second.
going to be... I mean, the money's still pretty
They're
good.
building their way into this haphazard, slowly but surely. KPI need to be careful because their buy and their money is slowly starting to dwindle away.
Late reply, but you did? Nice, dude. Was it from the guy that I said, Trav?
The only thing that I will say about it
Janssen.
is that
Janssen,
their
thank you
ultimates are
for
starting to
doing
get
that.
less and less That's them going to
Appreciate
be
that.
resetting their ultimate cycle, and they've got to think
Thank
about
you
where
for-
they go next in
thank you
terms
for the
of
gifted,
plans.
bro.
A lot of these
The
round
first
wins have
gifted.
been
Wait, what's going on? Lucid as well, your first gifted. You guys all trying to get the Apple TV
Those
stuff?
win conditions.
Respect, man.
One away from Benny's.
Thank you so much, you
Gets the
two.
orb here, and it's a chance that we see it instead. Burning straight through 2 flashes. Insider won't be caught off guard by it though.
What
In
is
fact,
that
he plants
pathing?
his feet and finds 2 kills. Risk is there immediately.
What the hell?
Such a quick reaction from KPI, and this one's dead in its tracks.
Yeah, dude, this team without ults on attack is not great to watch at the moment.
It's not going to happen, right?
I hope so. I'll have to see.
like
It's Anguist and Davi, the same 2 names that have been in these positions before. One less though. Just Anguist, 1v5.
Listen, mate, the issue that's been cussing people all tournament, I'm taking nothing to do with this.
This is their pick. KPI have done great on, like, great actual game plan though.
That KO knife we spoke so much about.
Like, as much as you would look at this and be like, well, why have they picked this? Like, a lot of praise should go towards KPI for just how they've, like, approached this.
To get more and more in this defensive half.
Lucid, by the way, thank you. Lucid and Janssen with their first ever gifted. Appreciate you too.
Like usually, with the other day when we saw CGN play it, Galacticos were over peaking, finding themselves in position, like having your KO being the lurker rather than, I don't know, maybe your cage.
Got a Phoenix ult, so it's kind of doable, but the buy's looking rough.
It's a second time out from CGN.
Just waiting for confirmation. It is KPI this time who need a 60-second pause. 3 rounds left, just being cautious of any adaptation.
Wait, really?
A momentum blocker in
timeout
some
on this?
ways
Okay.
could favour CGN here. They have got the run it back available. I think
Watch
the big
party
thing to note
rights?
about
Yeah,
that previous round is just
I'm
how
down.
quick
I'm on the list
reaction
by
was
Liquid.
That time, sure, Bisk and Insider had things covered, but everyone was present.
Bacan,
As
how
soon
hot
as
is it
Benny
over there?
Reaches into his pockets for that
Dude,
second
Bacon, I
flash,
might put
you
on
can
a
tell
jumper,
that
man.
something's up.
Kind of cold
CGN,
here.
We're not often committing in that kind of fashion. I find it a little surprising they didn't try and build towards it though, when that's where their win conditions have been.
Exactly. It's just
Is that what you're going for, Chav?
And stuff like that has been the biggest problem for CGN.
You know, Ardis got rights as well. You should you could do a watch party.
Every single time from KPI. You think about the general rounds again.
Gonna bring out the pen, bro.
Still
You're gonna be
comes down
drawing
to
on
these
people.
ultimates.
I know what you like.
As you said, like getting the run it back.
That's what I'm saying.
Impossible.
Yeah.
Like that would be a game plan because it's ultimates that are winning you the round, and that's the easiest one to get.
Yeah, you've seen it. Benny bouncing around like a playground.
Low
Sayonara
crouch peek.
hoping
Wait.
to make mid one of his own though,
Good tank
but
to bullet.
has missed. Shot lands onto him instead. Only 5 HP. Element within striking distance. The rest of CGN, they're all present towards short. 3 of them. Couple on the other extremities. It's actually Zeddy that goes down.
This is a good change up from KPI though. I mean, do we like it on an eco to fight over towards middle?
To try and get something
Probably
back,
not,
as
but
that might be a step
I like
too
the
far.
idea of
Oh,
changing
Seems
it
to
up.
be the
I'm
case
not
with
sure it was the
CGN
round to do
are
it.
just punishing every overpeak which KPI have. Yeah, and Anguist has found himself onto the A side.
Like this next round
Managed to get out here
would have
as
been
well.
great.
Like Sayonara dies in the background.
This
you're wondering
on
how
against
on
an
earth
eco
that
is a
happened. CGN
really
pull the rug
mad
from
call.
beneath
Dude, and they
KPI's
timed
feet.
out for that.
This one doesn't settle for the Spanish. It's yet another that they put on the board.
So unnecessary.
Yeah.
Like everything about it, like Insider running out the smoke, and like he takes a second to look around himself, and Davi he gives enough time for Davi to pick up the kill. I don't know about that one. A big question mark on that round.
Yeah, it feels like a flash in the pan. You were saying
Yeah.
before, if KPI were
The game most
collecting
excited
points
for?
in the peaking jar,
Honestly,
be
just
able to
all
buy
of
that
Group B.
partnership spot
I think
right.
Sen Genji should. I mean,
not exactly
Sen
got to that
Genji
point
could
just
be an
yet.
absolute banger, or it could just not
Do
live up
Do
to it.
worry if rounds like that
But I'm
continue,
thinking it
give
should be a
CGN
banger. I'm hoping
platform.
Sentinels get a good
Yeah.
start.
It's funny about that last round though, Hazza. The timeout was actually called by both coaches. Both of them wanted to use a
Okay.
timeout. So
What do you do? Flip a coin? I don't know how
don't
that
know.
works.
yeah, that's an interesting admin call about who uses the timeout up.
If it
I
comes
guess the
down
thing
to coin flips, KPI did win the one for the veto.
Hence the full just retake again. They pretty much have an anti Phoenix ult set up that they want to do this every single time.
And what does he get from it? He presses the button. That's it.
Yeah. But at the same time, though, this ultimate is going to put B main completely open.
Yeah, I like this though. They go
CGN
heavy behind because they got Killjoy ult. They're gonna lock him in with the Killjoy ult here unless they have any kind of plan. Killjoy just needs to bait.
As the null command pulses from his chest, it's a bullet to the head by Benny.
Whoa, he puts the ult
Anguish
down
still
early.
Ready to
Oh my
drop
God,
as the lockdown is there. It's important that they do so. Insider guiding it with his life. Sayonara there too. Element there to break it. But where is Bisc in all of this? He's out through spawn. Element stuck in the corner. The site is his if he chooses to go and has all the utility to clear the corner. 4 bullets for Element. Time is on his
Bisc,
side.
you gotta move, my guy.
Bisc is forced to clear this. He will reach into his pocket for both shocks. There's an updraft, but he wants to aim down the sights. Bisc gets it. It's incredibly close, but it closes in before he can get
Had to
there.
move away earlier.
Element forcing his hand to make the play which he cannot collect. So, CGN get another round. That's 4 from 5 now.
I mean, it was a nice idea from KPI. Like the push behind with the Killjoy was pretty good.
I mean, it all comes down to the B main fight and then Element buying.
This guy was waiting for a push for so long.
It's unfortunate, but it's nice plan making.
Did he not have a dude? Did he not have drone as well? Dude, he had to get some kind of info there. Like I even think just a recon. Like if he's scared of this corner, even a recon here is fine, or a recon to help the team. Maybe it was on. Maybe it was on cooldown, but I'm pretty sure he had full kit, full time.
Very quickly trying to fill that gap in A main. It's the same fragment which we've seen used by KPI round on round. The dagger is there to check.
I tell you what though, CGN handled it pretty well, just realizing as soon as this ult goes down, they're absolutely wrecked over towards site, so they just fought heavy.
This is so tentative. A 5th round for CGN here makes all the difference in my eyes. And look at this nano. Where is that coming from? That's insiders. That's in support. Yeah. You're almost 4 players strong, but you've lost your first.
I mean, KP said he's looking to set in towards Wayne and uses paranoia as a way to set someone up, but has the plan is falling away.
No way, man. This poor guy. Gotta just go for it. It's so doable from heaven here. Look at the damage done.
Already taken and a reset for CGN.
As soon as the molly flies across the map, Insider has enough time to follow his own throw. 1v1s. Both anchors are isolated.
For Ascension, can anyone do watch party rights? Nah, you gotta get the rights for it.
Everyone else with the spike.
I mean, Bisc should have owned it. This is a bit of redemption, maybe. Holy, the timing on that was almost horrendous.
Derby has the exact idea of where Bisc is, and now inside.
No way, you're ulting with this time.
Messi.
Oh
my god, what is this round?
4 seconds, committing to the spike.
No way.
The round's gone. Benny ran too far ahead.
Jesus.
Messy round.
Yeah, a couple of crazy messy rounds. You can, dude, the Valorant that I've watched in the past like 3 days, you can tell that everyone is so nervous because some of the stuff we're seeing is wild.
Elements baiting the steps, 10 paces behind Benny. He didn't even have his own gun out.
Yeah, I'm near the bottom, Blake. Had the same thing when I was looking earlier. Pressure Valorant, yeah, does everyone make mistakes?
And when the dust settles, it's 8-4. KPI have got themselves a huge
bit of a melon moment, yeah,
that
just a little bit.
Very long way.
A small element of melons.
Puts them a step further.
Yeah, that's incredible. This is my lifeline though for CGN when it looked as if it should not have been the case.
Oh boy, what are you going for? What are you going for?
Outside of the smoke, you can just see the far though, and the Elements missed it entirely.
Oh boy.
Big opportunity. As we said before, he loves to roam on this defender's side, but it's put CGN a player down. Inside the first 30 seconds, KPI with options at their disposal. The turret still watching for tiles. A main is the only place that they have to be ever so slightly curious of right now. Killes the player holding for it, but they're just going to wait for these guys to react, and it's probably Benny to do it.
Well, there it is, but the capitalization only pulls out the paranoia. It's a big piece to get rid of. But, I mean, Bennett, he's gone.
Ooh. Turret just got pulled back in tiles. Davi's starting to fill that gap. It may be a little bit too late. You can already see KPI getting
You were
ready to
ice
head
cold,
towards shore, but
Chav.
so is
Honestly,
CGN.
you were.
Oh, maybe not. Maybe just in time. The players react.
They were.
brilliantly, though,
They remember
Hazard.
that BDS
KPI
game.
get everything
Trav, we
down
solo
to a
carried
T.
us.
Try to pin, can't find what they're looking for in Zeddy. On for the ace.
Nobody cleared him. Just as soon as the door was shut, it opens back up. Sayonara will throw.
Yeah, I mean, this should be
his hand
easy
to
to
the
close
ring,
out.
but
You
it
would
won't
imagine
work.
with that
Gilles
one.
with the kill, which puts KPI on 9. Both pistol rounds picked up for the mid.
These
3
guys
in
are
a
pistol
row, in
gods,
fact,
right?
To that end, momentum is building from
Pretty
the
sure it's a
Spanish
4-0.
representative.
Does Champ
and that
start
gets
tomorrow?
all the
Yes,
more
tomorrow.
scary if you're CGN.
It does. I think that's it. When KPI start to look hot, that's when you really need to start to do everything in your powers to cool them down. With the momentum at the back, a map in which they looked weak on yesterday, not the case today.
Said he immediately TP's out in mid. Element was pre-fire.
I had the Omen
the
TP.
typical angle that you'd expect the Omen to play. But this is some quick control for them, and in terms of what's been used, recon, KO knife, not too much. Everything will be brought back exactly when they need it. I think in a round like this as well, it's important to just bring that stat back up. CGN haven't lost a final in the last 2 years. The
Yeah,
only
it's
one
early,
which they
Trav.
did recently was against Mouse. That a best of 5. KPI, their
It
regular
really
season
is.
best of 1s.
Yeah.
Into the playoffs, the BO5s.
Take flight.
Is where they struggled a little bit at times. You know, that loss against Barcelona is the biggest one, but the win versus Case, both going to 5. Being able to reset coming into your second map, something they demonstrated here, and we're getting it. They are putting the pieces together.
I think, yeah, like you see, he struggled a little bit. I more just see that's the longevity and the compliments to the roster about their mental resilience in that aspect. Nice shot from Anguist though.
Oh.
Hello.
Something
20
to think
seconds.
About. Anguist leaves not a thought in their brain as it hits the
No
canvas.
smokes anymore?
Davi is here as well. Currents
Oh,
are
boy.
4-on-2, and the players are low.
Oh, they are. Time's low as well.
Luck,
as
man.
Trying to get the
1v3.
spike down, and
Doable.
everybody's bearing down on the last remaining player killers.
Rounds like this where it just eludes you for a moment.
mean,
You think about the bigger
absolute
picture,
shots,
and
though.
CGN are present in every single
Little
damn
double on
round.
that.
That's
That's
gonna
great
be a
shots.
fifth for
Did
them.
they?
And
I mean,
just
they
when you
wasted
thought
a lot
that
of time.
KPI
There's a
had
lot of
extended their advantage, that it was in the bag.
a lot
That's two
of
Guardians
like
out, and more
slow
importantly, the round
rounds
picked up.
here. A lot of slow rounds.
The fact that they've now brought themselves back into a position.
Yeah, this
they
isn't
did this
really
against, they did
what
this
you want to
against
be
KPI in
seeing.
the last map. And think of how they were able to string rounds together.
Like someone with a
What was the score in that half? 10-2?
ghost taking info,
This
being the
one's just
human
getting
drone here
started.
will
It's
go a
your
long
defender's
way.
Side after all, you missed the pistol, but CGN manufacturing.
This is my favorite for Ascension. I don't really know, man.
Players, marshals, the
Like, the easy answer is
Somewhat full
Apex,
save,
but
these guys, Anguist,
I
Element,
kind of
always
think
empowering their
Zeke's team might do
individuals.
it.
That has to be the biggest takeaway. If I'm KPI right now, as much as the narrative has been young stars, this Sayonara, what they can offer, never hit Anguist's sight on an eco. That's what I've got to be saying.
Just make sure you don't go near Anguist at all. Or Element.
What are we calling him yesterday? The plumber. If there's a leak, he'll plug it. You just don't go near. He finds every single gap.
Nice shots from Element. Now it's starting to look a lot better for CGN. Although Anguist may be a little bit too close for
Holy.
comfort towards the
Whoa.
players in B. Look how
Guys,
close
it's out
they've
in the
been
open here,
far.
man.
KPI
No way, he's
think
still
for
alive. That was nuts.
themselves. But
Dude,
they're not
these
quite
teams play
CGN when it
anti-eco
comes to
so
the pistol
weird.
rounds, has it? Well fought by CGN. And they'll get
Like,
plenty
they
of those
love a
rounds
risk
to what
against the
essentially becomes
anti-eco,
the
everyone.
bonus round for them.
Both Sentinels having a brilliant game, and it opens up that head-to-head once more that I introduced.
Astra are
in
the
the
real
first round.
underdogs. I haven't
To
even
me,
watched them,
Anguist
to be
will
honest,
the
so
best
I can't really
Sentinel in the
speak on them too
tournament
much.
At this point in time, his first play-ins tournament, his first inter-regional tournament. And, you know, why is that? It's the discipline in terms of how he chooses to take his fights. You never see him overcommit. Inside is a bit more feast or famine, likes to be aggressive, well, in many of the same ways. You did see the value that he got on the previous as well. Here's Element again. And look, if Element is going to be hitting shots and keep getting these openers, then I can very quickly see this spiraling out of control.
The good thing here for KPI is the
Recon cleared all the middle though.
Again, like, seeing here, no command comes online.
He's picking up the ult like he wants to use it into this round. I mean, if they lose this, they got to eco, so
that could be where KPI look to finish.
Why not?
Placing swarm grenade.
Nano lineup. That should be to break the turret. Does land, but shoots it out himself.
Killjoy should probably try and get out of there now.
So they still don't know.
At least the awareness that players are there, combined with Davi.
I like this though. They put the alarm bot down. Everyone groups up.
Yeah, I mean, they're not
Do we KO before this? What is the recon like as well?
The recon has just come back up. Maybe a moment late. Anguist is ready for it. Finds the
Wow, he's done insane, bro. And we get the recon as well. And he heard this guy because he has to dodge the recon and go into the smoke. That was sick. And that was honestly a sick setup. It relies a lot on this guy being individually incredible. That was really cool, man.
I can't believe it has.
God, off angle into smoke into recon of the fast thing. Like it's all dependent on him getting the first kill, but
Anguist trying to do the same. They're friends as well.
Yeah.
Artist is flaming CGN so hard. Bro, this is going to be his team next year, so he's got to be good to him.
Didn't think it would be this good, Hazard. My God.
Molded, shaped, kept under the wing of the UK scene. The worst kept secret out of grassroots. MVP of the...
Yeah, I love that setup though. The setup was nice.
Epic LAN only a year ago. Small events, but now on the big stage and given his chance, showing up his skill in bucket loads. Nice shot, Element. Again, he's the first one to find.
Right, the individuals are stepping up.
The defensive side just seems to turn the corner every single time. If he is struggling, Kelly's though going a step further, finding himself in CT.
Right here.
I mean, you can see the limit testing here, Hazard, from KPI and where they're finding themselves. Element might have an idea of what's behind him. You can see him check it. There it is.
Element 3k on the round, but this could make this difficult. It's Benny, which they've put under duress. He's the one in the hot seat, the Phoenix player.
Realistically though, if you were KPI, would you not just A hit every single round?
Not unless Zeddy can get a rifle.
A control, let them do the Phoenix, flash, molly. Takes a mid control, break an alarm bot, molly this, and then just A hit. Would you not just do that every single round? How do they hold A with this comp?
Can't afford to spare a single missed shot. One left in the chamber. One final chance for Zeddy in this round. Will commit to the plant. Benny going in for the swing, has won it for his team. Brilliant work by the captain. Selfless again for their success.
Okay, nicely done on this though.
Within one.
Do they have a timeout? I would be tempted to time out him. King Waste with the 11 months. Thank you so much for the tier 1, bro. Thank you for doing that. Appreciate you.
KPI just looked too strong, but instead CGN come out of absolutely nowhere with their anti-eco rounds. In fact, I think that's about 3 or 4 that we have witnessed from CGN alone in this tournament. That's incredible statistics.
Be many more, I don't know.
Timeout? No timeout.
It seems to be a point of consistency which they can rely upon when things get difficult.
Yeah.
CGN super passive towards A. It's an aggressive maneuver that they make.
Would you consider coaching the NRG if the offer made sense? Yeah, if the offer made sense.
But it's with an off and there's nobody there.
This is the issue. For me to go back at the moment, it has to like, it has to make sense financially, I guess, is what I'm saying. Like the team, most of the teams that offer these days, that at least offer me, are good enough. It has to make sense financially. You guys are slowly pricing me out. I need to like fall off a little bit or become irrelevant.
France League, where they would like, I think it was Phoenix Flash out.
Maybe in a couple of years.
That Phoenix player hero
Yeah, if the offer's right, like you gotta consider everything.
Only on his way to champs. It's the former champs winner in the server.
As long as that team can
Element
win.
at the double. How does he keep on delivering?
And the offer's
They
right.
peek him one by one, and he reaps the rewards every single time.
The Oilers, yeah, it's the Oilers' fault, man.
Still slowly contacting in, and you can see CGN a lot more
30 seconds left.
happy to sit and hold it, lines of sight, waiting for KPI to peek in. There's no flashes to stop anybody from holding them either, has it? Maybe an info dart or whatever, but no, just keep going for Element, and he'll potentially
Great
get
round,
these
man. Like I'm telling you, the
denied by
individuals are
Vince,
really stepping
but
up.
they still equal up the round count, which is
Yeah, I mean,
most
it might sound
important
big-headed,
for
chat.
CGN
It's
on
just
their
the fact that I'm just such an
second map,
all-in person
and
that I know I'm
also
gonna be
as a
doing like
CGN
16-hour
spin.
days every day. So
Not
it has
only
to
is
make
it another
sense
round win,
because
it's
my
an
quality of life is way better
impenetrable
streaming.
defensive round. A flawless that they post in the gun round, no less. Element
Do I
catches
miss
the shoulder of
competing?
Sayonara, the
I mean,
attack
yeah,
bomb
but I tell you
has
what,
not really been
the
able
itch
to
of
make its
competing
imprint so far. It's
doesn't
all
get
about
fully
Element.
cured from coaching. It's not the same as like I'm not in the same. I spoke about this
Not exactly
before. I'm not in the
taking
same
particularly
situation as like an
offensive
FNS or a
angles. Think about
song.
some of the last few,
Because like playing,
entry points that
it
he
is
had,
a lot
that
different
one
to
round in
coaching.
market
You only
from
get like a
Switch
little bit.
there on short with the shoulder spot.
You only get a little bit of
They're
that from
playing
it.
into his game plan, and CGN are executing it.
Yeah, I look at offers every single year.
That's
I work it out.
something that we saw yesterday as well. with
Hello, Pansy.
CGN.
How we doing? Thank you for that.
Because every time that they tried to execute into a CGN site, it was almost like hitting a brick wall. And this time, KPI, they're feeling the same process, but it's Element who seems to be the immovable object. This time, though, not going to be on the rifle. Decided to choose a different weapon.
Placing alarm bot.
Going to bring in the op for the first time on this defense.
I think something you want to call into question a little bit.
Time
as
for
much
tomorrow,
as
yeah.
Killer's
Darling.
had a great
Almost
first
there.
half. It maybe hasn't been the same kind of initiation that you want. Zeddy right there by him. 9 assists on the Omen so far.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
The last map
I would
was
just be
almost like
A
Killers
hitting
and
all
Sayonara
the
were
time.
dropped at the hip on the defensive rounds.
A hit
Not really
after
seeing
A
so
hit.
much of that
Have some kind of
since
plan
then,
for the
but
killjoy
look
ult.
at the map and
This
look
comp
at the way
can't hold A.
Sayonara and Killers are moving.
Can do the
It's like
aggro
they're
thing
joined
on
to the
A,
hip
can't
again.
hold A.
Exactly. Sayonara
And you can do your most perfect A hit because you
getting
don't have to
so
worry about
much to be
a
under this squad of
don't have to worry about a
CIS
KO.
talent, which have had their time again.
Do I do anything else
We
for
spoke
Liquid
of
besides a content creator?
those
Nah.
former
I probably
players.
helped
Defo
helped
yesterday.
Bacon. If we counted up
Zeddy
the
himself
time, I probably
on the
helped
Forza
Bacon
roster
for
that
less
went
than
to
40
Masters
minutes
events
this
back
year.
in the online era
That's
in
about it.
2021. There is quality here, but it's Element's op this time that you have to face into. Benny playing the stall game on short. Kellers goes down. Falling one by one into their graves. At
Just
the
the
very
content.
least, they get a spike plant. That'll be useful.
Bro, why do they feel
Puts
like they
Zeddy
need
in a
to
position
A
where
split
this
all the
vandal
time?
could
They
find
can just hit
value.
sites.
I mean, just buying time, right? You get that extra part of the game on your side. But Sayonara's only on a sheriff, and well, the rest of the players are already bearing down. Low on health, and has a CGN. Low on, KPI are low on chances.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying,
to
like
get
40
this
minutes,
back
Bacan,
in
not
their
even.
favour. The CGN's momentum doesn't seem to be stopped.
Yeah.
Now's an important point in the game, especially in the second half, because it's the ultimates that essentially are going to decide the end of this half.
And the end of this map. Once again, the old guard put to the sword by the CGN
NG seem to be
youngsters.
cooking their
It's
breeze comp on
Anguist
Abyss. Bro,
in
that's
that
something similar that I
retake.
wanted
Again,
to
it
run.
always is.
Wait, how are you getting this insider info? Who is
You
this?
never see Element be that first player back over the threshold. Now with the
How have you got
don't
that
expect
insider
it
info? That would
either.
make a lot of sense though.
As you mentioned, there are ults.
That's how I would play that map.
For CGN's retake, mid is where KPI
Just
go.
Astrolac.
Again, they have been obsessed with taking this space.
Oh, okay, so this is
they
a
will
big
be
change
doing
up.
it
They
as
start
well.
going fast over towards middle, break this. Okay, now insta group back A, hit A.
CGN, I mean, they know that nobody's crossed because Anguist is watching and paying attention. But
Maybe
towards
break this
that
turret?
bottom mid side of things, that's
Don't
something
have
they need
to,
to
but-
keep an eye on in case KPI have dedicated a player to flank through mid and come in through CT. Creating difficult scenarios which CGN need to contend with.
No Sage? I mean, I would use a Sage, but I would use Astra similar to how they play Breeze.
It's this short push
Heavy
again
after
that you're
plant.
looking at though. 4 players strong.
Lurking like
Have
mad.
twice the number on the A excursion.
Don't
But if
need to
Element
have
wins this duel in main
info
against
sentinel.
Biz, if he's not careful, then it's a crossfire they can set up. When
Yeah, I
the
mean,
side
this
push
should
comes
work.
through.
This should definitely be their round.
Vince is gone.
They gotta hold someone over towards short just in case they're tempted to ult though.
Do everything to hold on to this space. Knows that Bisk is there. You can see the off and the utility dedicated
Absolute
to
shot,
this
bro.
position. It's not worked out.
Okay, now
It's
honestly,
put
I'd be in
KPI
for them
through to the
ulting
goal,
over towards
and
short.
Benny's trying to fight his way back in. A lot of ultimates being sent forward to try and get this round. And it looks like it's done the
Yeah,
business.
maybe they didn't need to Killjoy on
Certainly
top of this, but
longevity of this
they
map
keep a
has
clean round.
Really important round for KPI to win. CGN the first team to break double digits, but they can match it instantly as soon as their lead is taken away. An 8-4 half. This is only going to be their second. CGN holding on to a lot, as you already mentioned, though.
Not leaking,
And
but they're insta-locking those
there
agents
is
in ranked. I'm
the
telling you,
question
that
mark
actually
just
gives
put
a lot
onto
of info,
market.
normally.
The fact that Benny wasn't able to be part of the A site hold,
I
where
think you're
CGN
onto
have
something.
often had a lot of players there, or Element's been the one tasked with the brunt of the push because he's getting doubles, triples.
Unless you're you,
That's
yeah,
around
that's
over,
true,
but
Trav.
when you're at an even footing or
Just out
realistically at a
here insta-locking
disadvantage,
duelist
then
every single time.
KPI are excelling.
But
That
I mean,
was the
I told
story
you
of
to
the
do that at
first
the
half
beginning of the
success.
game, and then you guys
For
kind
me,
of just
though,
carried
like,
on.
You
You guys just carried on
your
doing
big
it.
ultimates, like your lockdown, your null command, your hunter's fury. That's the deciding factors, right? In rounds, those big 3, and then you look at
What time is
CGN,
champs?
right? They only use the hunter's
Whatever your
fury,
time
they
zone
cut their
is.
losses,
Wait,
and the
let's
rest of the ultimates
what's the
that
easy
they
way of
have,
doing
you
this?
can find massive value
In
from.
9 hours, right, for you?
This
Wait,
op of
that can't be
Elements as
right.
well. Didn't get a favorable fight in the previous. Now it's towards short.
15
Vince
hours?
has swapped
16 hours?
roles. He's more passive, but there's Astra
Someone do the
utility
maths.
in main. It's this
Yeah,
passivity
dude, I said
which
9 hours
allows
and I was like, hold up,
Ridiculous
that can't
to
be
start
right.
building towards a null
Yeah, there we go.
command.
Everyone
We see
type
that before the end of the half.
yeah,
Not
time
though, I
zone
don't
and what time
know.
it starts for you, and
CGN
then
actually
that
the
dude
ones
can
that
find his time
put the
zone.
onus on themselves
that.
to get something going. Benny's cleared all of this run, but there are players close by which he doesn't know about.
Yeah, the thing is, though, Anguist is
Follow it
backing
up with
so
the
that
Killjoy,
space
and the
is
Killjoy
being
has
taken into CGN's
oh,
hands.
lunatics.
One that's going to be re-cleared. Anguist steps off, destroys the drone, and forces KPI to try and do something about it.
Guys,
Well,
please
and
stop
in the
doing all of
meantime,
this,
he's
man.
capitalised and got
You
ahead
don't
of
you
this
don't have to
number.
do this.
It's another element.
Don't have
first
to do
kill,
everything
and
we're
not only
doing.
that, it is a
They have no
default
they have no
goal
KO.
to be then executed.
Their A-hold is
into
gonna
the
be
side of the
awful.
map
It's an
where CGN
Astra.
were getting aggressive because you expect the rotations. Yeah,
We
Anguist
don't need to
still
do
has
all of
his
this.
full setup and has managed to defend the nano so far. Finally, he invests it, but Benny is there to support.
An incredible molly,
Timing
timing-wise.
Which puts Anguist in a position where he needs to fight and he needs to win. Benny, just off his rifle momentarily, allows KPI onto the site. But still,
Do they know this guy's
with a
here?
player dedicated towards market,
I don't think they're gonna think they're
CGN
both
have an
side, right?
advantage and could even go
Oh god,
one
he's not even
better
considering it.
and make it 2. No, Biss gets it back in their favour. 2v2 here, Hazard.
God, dude, you get a recon.
Trying to cross, Elements blades go in, but it's
A recon.
another for Biss to
Oh
collect.
my god, how have they won this
Another
round?
confidence booster as KPI crawl back into this game.
Whoa,
Now he's on the side
whoa.
already. He's spotted both.
What's going on? Dude,
Sailed
1
themselves
bullet,
downstream a
15
little bit
bullets
with the
now,
info
10
given
bullets.
away there low. It's a shorty out, but
How
Biss
on
with the
earth
third.
have they won that one?
KPI, they do carry on.
I mean,
Bruised,
Zeddy's just pulled an
scathed.
absolute miracle out.
They'll do it though.
Yeah, but like, why peak 1v1, 1 by 1 for CGN? I understand.
Hanyo,
that, like,
thank you so much for that.
You want to get
Thank you for
things
saying the
going
kind
quickly,
words.
and
Dude,
just
what
to
a
let you
nutcase,
know,
man.
CGN have timed out after that. I imagine massive frustration from the coach of Capio with the way that CGN approached
Dude,
that
imagine
last
being a
round.
coach and watching that round
There's
unfold.
not
That's
many
mental.
chances to play out the rest of this half, right, Hazard? We're right at the death. So with that being the case, making small mistakes like that can cost you the entire map, and in turn, that could be the entire series.
This may be a missed opportunity for CGN. 6 rounds in a row.
I said
and
9 hours
KPI
and
now
about to go to
starting
bed.
Bring the punishment.
I massively got it
Saw it
wrong.
on that round, but the style for the Cologne-based organization is the way that they're holding. Vince didn't have any stars coming back into the retake because they were all placed on holding A and B main. Anguis was there to get a couple, you know, alongside Benny, their efforts combined. It's back through where we need to see a little bit more coordination though, like you put it. Bisk stepping up, matching his performance from the end of the previous map now onto this attack side. Just the lockdown left for CGN to try and work with. Vince getting close to one himself, but that's not something you can rely upon.
Nothing coming. CGN again passive except for the element of.
Hey, let's start talking about some money.
That's going to provide something to.
Not talking about some money because money's getting a little bit low.
Almost gamble towards the A side has it.
It's not super proactive.
Not going to talk about any knives.
Get
Stop them from getting map
incredibly
control.
aggressive
Just
with
money.
this op. In fact, he completely rescinds the control with the alarm bot there.
Guy's been holding this for a while.
Watching over Anguist's own utility. Davi playing rotate. They still have the info in the middle of the map.
Where have we got
KPI
both of these
conditioned this
ops?
so heavily, they're still
One
thinking
middle
about
on
it
the
and
server,
could be a
one
couple
holding
players
early
short on
B.
A when this push does come through.
Hey, what? I would even be fine. I mean, honestly, you've got to break this alarm bot before you hit the A site, but I still think they have a good chance of winning this round, even though there's literally going to be so many here.
The smokes, though, haven't cleared Vince. He's done it again. He's found a chance.
It all goes down. You guys are just going to go double door. Wait. This guy's just tanking it?
Player count on their side, and Killers has been found. Anguis not quite finding the player, even though they were tagged up.
Guys, they're killing me, man. Now they go over towards A, but they didn't do any kind of pressure.
Really nice from CGN with the tree control there as well. Not only is it the investment of the lockdown, but Davi using his recon at the exact same time.
Guy owned it with the smoke though.
Killers has nowhere to go. He's either getting revealed or he's stuck in the corner. Wants to try and find a fight, can't win it. Round's done from that point onwards. Cosmic Divide comes up. You're not really looking at the ultimates here though. It's that macro game and the retake which CGN are finally able to make stick.
I mean, it looks like
Okay, double up again. And we just insta hit B. I mean, you can just fall back on the fast strats. It's all fine for this. They got no KO. If you got really good fast strats, then you can just absolutely send it.
Down Anguist bails him out. Young blood brought to the table. They trade it. Zeddy nearly getting caught out in middle as well. Davi with a golden opportunity, which goes awry. It's a double op setup. But neither of them have landed their shot so far, and look how quick KPI react. It's into Benny.
Yeah, we've seen this before, but Vince reacting, going straight to A main.
Yeah, a lot of this is on Vince.
The protocols are brilliant, and the players are already.
The crossfire is pretty strong.
Crossfire.
Can Vince get the most out of it though? KPI have always hung.
Yeah, this guy's got his recon up in a little bit as well. Ooh, maybe should have waited for recon.
4-3, only a player advantage for CGN. There are 2 flashes to come back in on from Benny though, and a flank in the wings.
Bisk has to go wild, but probably the Killjoys won this.
Ultimates aren't going to be the deciding factor here, has it? And still with it, CGN starting to take their time here. In the back of your head, do you think, is there a flank coming? You can see the guns checking it, but as they keep peeking out, it's the operator.
What an absolute shot, bro.
Anguis this time finding value himself, and Zeddy doesn't know where to stand.
Zeddy's got an absolute water fight here.
As CGN take map point.
They're one away. I mean, it's been
and the best of 5.
An impressive half from them.
The grand finals going their way. The second map didn't start as they wanted, but for the duration of this one so far in the final game of play-ins, it feels like the first.
No one's going to time out, I don't think.
The first one out. CGN have done a brilliant job of weathering the storm.
Bro is going through it, man.
There with Anguis' position, he's not put a foot wrong. No. 3 kills that he picks up. His setup now on B again. KPI, it's middle, it's rinse and repeat stuff. If Element finds this opener, could just
be Omen TP out.
I think for me, has it the fact that in the first 2 maps so far, Anguis, who's been top fragged for so long, isn't the one. Like, is no longer top fragging, but not because he's been poor, because everyone has raised their level to his ready
Okay.
to go. All the
Fake
way
B
up mid,
split
KPI,
into head over
they
towards
pause
A. We've got
momentarily.
no one
That
A
mark will
main.
give them a lot of passive control.
Zeddy moving further forwards. Benny there. It wasn't a recall for the flash instead, and they regroup in mid. Sayonara is going to be the tip of the spear again. This, his passing grade, but even then, above Many's ceiling. Can he haul the rest of his team into an overtime? 5 players through short, through the meat grinder, the jaws of the beast itself. An Element is ready to go.
Oh, he
with this
picked up the
Vandal
orb on
at
A
a
main.
moment's notice.
Okay, he's got Phoenix Sword. Does he clear all of A and knows that he's free to ult?
Immediately gets the run
He goes wine for it. Oh man, it's so done.
From the hells, he could be dragging KPI
What a monster.
down.
Look at the
This
damage
map,
this guy's
he
done.
does
He's been
the
incredible,
ace
man.
for
That's how he
Vince
ends
to
it.
end map number 2.
Dude, Vince is
CGN's
insane.
collection
Vince is having an
going
unreal
to
best of 5.
Cologne.
2 maps in already.
I mean, that's a
Okay, I mean, the
brilliant
defense
map number
sides were good. And KPI's game
the
plan
way
on
they've come
defense was
back into
good.
the
But
battle
on
as well.
attack, it felt like it wasn't there. They did
Considering
not
that
know
they
what to
lost
do
the
against this
pistol
comp.
round, How locked in CGN got? If you're KPI,
Vince,
you
bro,
can't
Vince
help
looks
but feel
crazy.
that, like,
Yeah, Vince
you've
looks
tried
sick.
everything in your power to get that over the line. I know we talked about like CGN and sorry KPI and how many best of 5s that they've played, how much success that they've had. I mean the longevity.
Yeah,
in
I mean, he
terms
had a
of
relatively
the
quiet map,
matches
especially
that
compared to
they've
his first
played,
one, but
at the end of the
ended
day,
it well.
Like there's going to be times where your mental falters, and this is do or die, right? If you can't get this back, the bottle is completely crashed. The next map is KPI's choice. It is Haven, and it is a map in which they have played well on.
You
I
know?
can't speak. I can't speak. It bringing it all out of us here. What an entertaining end to the second map. We went the distance in regulation, and now KPI have to see it through in 5 maps.
At 9-4, I
That
said
is
it was done.
traditionally where their
Did they get
series have
eco'd?
gone in these BO5s. Are they able to follow?
Wait, did
in
they
the
even get
footsteps
eco'd after
they
that? I can't even
placed
remember.
Into the ground.
I think they did get
CGN
eco'd,
one
right?
away.
Dude, there was a lot of
It is
ecos on this.
up
There was like,
next.
what,
So
4
a strong
50s, 5
suit for our
50s?
Spanish representatives. I wonder what the analysts make. We'll find out after the break.
Element is 17-3 in first kills. He had 10 first bloods here. That's actually
All
insane.
good, man. Was it water or something?
KPI have won all 4 pistols as well. Yeah, we know that one. We've been keeping on top of that. That's a disaster. They've been getting annihilated. Okay, I will be back in a little bit. Dude, Coach Cams get me more than anything else. They really do. Okay, back in a bit.
But now I'm fed up, gonna take it all back, 'cause we're a no-go. I know that I do better solo, so move along, forgotten shadow. Better get it right this time around, yeah, we're a no-go. I know that I do better solo, so move along, forgotten shadow. Better get it right this time around. Better get it right this time around, yeah, we're a no-go. I know that I do better solo, so move along, forgotten shadow. Better get it right this time around.
The 6-0 curse is real. A huge comeback from CGN, closing out Ascent with an ace from Vince. We did nearly eat our own words there, Pavlos. What did you think of that Ascent game?
I got pretty scared, to
Yeah.
be fair, given that the fact that everything about Lotus was on that attacking side. CGN seemed to be online on that, but when it came to Ascent, well, this was all about defense. Sure, KPI had a splendid, good start. Talking in the call while looking at the game, we said, oh, that's a 6-0, it's the curse. And I'm like, what curse is that? Well, it's a curse, and I should have believed you there and then, because it quite truly is. CGN got onto the defense, and they were just a brick wall that their opponents couldn't get past.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that, like, because you're defending on Ascent, that's where you want to be doing the most damage. 8-4 half, good stuff from KPI. Both pistols, again, all for this series with 2 maps lost. It's really concerning that seems to be happening. Them getting thriftied after a pistol 2, and a much better performance out of KPI on the whole, I suppose, when it comes to, like, Bisk especially was terrific with some of the stuff he was doing. Element, fantastic for CGN. But I really am, like, concerned about how KPI had the lead, had all of the advantages that you could possibly want, yet it still slipped away from them.
Yeah, I do think there are a few sort of messy rounds from both sides there. You know, the kind of 3v2 walking out 1v1 CT, and just a few moments where I'm like, that could have gone either way. But I'm guessing both teams really felt the pressure from that one. Let's sort of highlight some moments that we all kind of thought were definitely round and game changing. Pavlos, I'm going to start with you.
Sure. Which is the round? Oh, as in, like, you would like me to bring out a round?
Okay,
So
yeah.
the
Ryan knows.
round number 10 it is.
Yeah,
let's
so-
bring that up.
Yeah, I can go over this one. So this was, I got a little bit of a KPI. You could look at the kill feed there, or like the scoreboard. 7-2 up. They just won the round. They call a timeout here. CGN also called for their second timeout in this fight. But CGN did it a little bit later. KPI got in first, so it counts as a KPI timeout. But the thing that's annoying, not only just taking a timeout in a situation like this from Smart 7, it's just the round was mud from KPI. Like, they were trying to fight a lot more aggressively, but for the rest of this half for KPI, they had such an advantage. 7-2 up. The money is barely there for CGN. Benny has nothing to work with, and yet you do allow CGN to get a couple more rounds here. This could have been a 9-3 or a 10-2 half in favor of KPI, and then winning a pistol pretty much confirms it at that point. But there's so many instances like that that are problematic for me. Like, KPI had everything in their hands and it fell apart.
And it wasn't just KPI that fell apart in moments. You know, I kind of felt that it happened for CGN at times as well, right? I felt when CGN kind of started to get a grip on things and bring things back in their favor, then you'd see Benny running with the spike all by himself, handing over a free round. And it might not have been Benny in some circumstances, it might have been some others, but in moments they looked coordinated, and in some others they looked very disjointed and very far apart. And against a team like KPI, you will expect to get punished in moments like that.
Well, I do actually have a non-general question and round to talk to you about, Ryan, this time. And this is round 16, so take us through this.
Yeah, so this was not, it was one of the very few non-element plays, because I wanted to actually highlight Anquist, because on Lotus, he was really struggling in that second half as we saw KPI starting to come back. And yet the way that he's able to play around this, you've also just got him playing first contact, the recon dart to help around the Astra smoke. The kind of little set plays that CGN wanted to make here, having an aggressive hold, was just nice stuff. And I think that both him and Insider, over on the side of KPI, had a much better showing on this map. In fact, Insider started to really climb up the ranks with kills and impact on the latter end of Lotus. He kind of did the same here on Ascent too, Pavlos.
He did, and I think when you come
Okay,
to
time for a little bit of
expect what
Haven.
kind of players are gonna pop off from this today's matchup, another one to consider has got to be that duelist head-to-head. And
Probably
you
we
know,
don't see a free now.
We thought this would have been a sayonara show all day. It really wasn't in this match in particular, right? When you look at who outperformed on that duelist role, the person to be was Element. As soon as he got his hand on an operator, he was getting first blood after first blood. He was everywhere.
Downloaded League of Legends.
It sort of felt very difficult.
See,
for
ARAM's
opponents
pretty fun.
to get past him. So
EFT is pretty fun.
kudos for Element to stepping things up. I know
Blitzcrank's pretty fun.
My heart, given that he's been around Challengers North here on there and various.
Yoke
teams, but
with the Prime.
I'm
Thank
glad
you so
he's
much for the
making it
7
work
months.
in this roster right now.
Another
Thank you,
duelist
thank
that
you.
we haven't mentioned
Appreciate
yet
that.
is Benny, and I would love to take a look at his stats and then hand it to you, Pavlos, to talk about them. So I'll look. at
Swarm,
these
what's
here.
this?
Yeah, what do you
Sure.
think?
What I think about Benny?
It's a new game mode or
look,
something.
He can have his stand-up moments, but it didn't just work out for him when it comes to opening things up. Like, I already criticized a round in particular from Benny, not being, obviously having a slow start, it will affect your mental. You'll kind of, when you feel a round is secured, you might
It's a new
just
game mode?
get
Oh, really?
sidetracked a little bit, and that happens, right?
PvE?
But, when
Yeah, I'm
you're-
not a PvEer.
when you're in charge of a team and giving the cause.
But honestly, most of the stuff that Riot do in that game is pretty good.
It's a difficult road ahead. So for Benny, you're not expecting Benny to be the one to get all the kills, especially when playing the Phoenix. He's there to open up the round. And
Why
let
is
the other
Ardis
team
trash
that,
talking them so
open up the
much? Bro,
gates
that's
for
what
the
he
rest of the
does.
team to move into, and that's what Benny has been doing.
If he wasn't trash talking, I would be worried.
Okay, not the worst.
He wasn't
not the
flaming
best, not
the
worst of
players, I would
performances,
be
but it's
worried.
not like we expect Benny to be the highlight one of today.
I think it's
Well-
just the fact of having the IGL on that role too, so he can just sort
Yeah.
of like wear, like, heaviest is the head that wears the crown kind of thing. Like, said, put him on the almost like trollish agents, but it's because he's the IGL. The call is based around him. Let him deal with it instead of his.
Why
duelist,
is
I
water
suppose.
wet? Question, yeah.
I was just going to say, let's take a look at the series map progress and what that means for the upcoming map. So Just joking.
That's what I mean,
everybody.
Bacon. That's
Right.
online.
We actually
I
have
need
the
that.
Vinces.
I need to know that either my
so
day is
take a
going to be
look through this,
ruined
'cause it
or
was
someone else's
actually
day is going to be
insane.
ruined.
I remember, was it Pavlos or one of you both?
I need the
were like,
PvP.
why have they not cleared
Co Cloudy
this
with the
man?
Prime.
He
Thank
sat
you
there
so much,
pretty
man.
the whole round
Appreciate the
and
2
it's
months
like-
as well.
Couldn't.
Thank you for
The
that.
funniest thing as well is that Benny was in a main. He picks up the orb.
Can't believe
and he
I
just
baited you a
takes
screen.
so
Dude,
much of
I
the
wasn't
attention
involved in the
away
bait.
in
I
A
just
main
went
that
along with
Vince
it.
Is just playing in the back of sight.
I
and
was
they all
just-
walk into him one
I
at a
didn't say
time,
anything
which is something that KPI were punished for
that
a
I
lot
wouldn't say,
yesterday against Valiant as
now
well.
that the
just
video's
walking
out.
into people one after the other.
It's so funny though as well because Vince had such a standout game on the first map, right? Completely annihilating, having a near double kill then death rate, more than 30 kills to 15 deaths, and having a very slow start. Throughout the game, we were saying, all right, when is Vince going to come through? When is he going to start popping off?
I was MXS against TSM yesterday.
Really pop off.
It was pretty
also the
good level.
question. Where has Vince
Definitely, you
gone?
could
And
tell
of
the
course,
nerves
it's
were
the
there.
last round when
TSM
he pop off
annihilated
again
them on
and he
Haven.
closed
Like
out the
the
map in its
the
entirety.
Haven was just a
Well, that does
complete.
mean we'll be heading into
diff,
Haven
like it wasn't even
next,
close.
which is going to be very, very interesting as CGN. of
Cinnamon
course,
Cinnamon
now on those
1952 as
maps,
well.
they've
Thank you so
only
much for the
played
tier 1.
Haven
Appreciate the
once
7
this
months.
year. So
Thank you for the
we
7
are
months,
sort of
dude. Thanks for the
looking
tier 1.
to favor KPI here on this one, which I think makes a very exciting best of 5 for us, right, Ryan?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we haven't really seen KPI play all that much either. Like, we did see them play up against R8 and win 13-6. And CGN, it was in that grand final against Mouse that they even lose 13-11. So you
TSM were
see
pretty
it
dominant,
once.
yeah.
It was.
How do you think TSM will do against M80? I mean, I would say that M80 should be winning it, but
So you don't really know where they're going to go in this direction.
you never know in the
Like,
kind
they
of
didn't
high
play the
pressure
Phoenix then,
situations.
They played Sage instead. So really, who knows what the CGN team is going to do? Whether they're going to stick to their guns, change it up for something else. It's going to be
The
hard
Odin,
for
yeah, the Odin
KPI
was
to get
ridiculous.
rid of this, considering KPI picked this map too.
Gonna stream on my birthday?
It
Yes.
will be the interesting one. KPI need to win this one. There's no other way.
Waking up at 7 a.m. on my birthday.
I don't
think I've done that for years.
That's an extra reason why KPI might struggle. That's extra pressure on them. Unless we see what Sayonara did last time around when they were under the pressure, when they thought that nothing was going their way. He just decided to pop off and take everyone 1v5 and end up winning. It could be a possibility.
You can see the new agent on that day as well, so that's my birthday present.
The moments from them we've seen this entire season aren't what are consistently showing up in this final right now. CGN have been finding the right places and the right moments to shut this team down.
I do also wonder if CGN are going to kind of come into this with that
What the
surprise
hell,
element.
Bacan?
Like, yes, they've only played it once, but they ran as Sage and Cypher, as Ryan was previously saying, and I think they've definitely changed the compositions that they run since then. And
Am I dressing up as a slug on my birthday? I don't think so.
Here, but, you know,
Didn't plan to do it.
Fnatic banned, perma-banned Sunset for pretty much a whole year, and then they were like, okay, come on, if you want to play, let's play, and they shocked everyone and are now amazing on Sunset. So, yeah, talk us through these
Deadlock.
comps.
No, we're not doing a
Well,
no.
the Deadlock is definitely the
Info
interesting one.
Sentinel
Benny's
on
the
this map.
Phoenix too, so it's
Surely
even
not.
More. They're off their tits with this comp, I swear. This team is unbelievable with what it's cooking up. You can't prep if you're KPI when a team like this.
But do
is
you
gonna
need to
come at
prep
you
if they're playing
with a
this comp?
like this?
You should be winning
No, you can't prep.
9 rounds on
There's
attack.
nothing you could do in this situation. You could just hope that you can just play your standard game and that CGN Esports with their funky comp aren't going to be breaking what you've got in hand. It's again that CGN mental where you know you've got something different, you know you can make it work, and you know your teammate, your opponents don't really have much reps against something like this. It's a tough job for KPI to deal with this one, and it's a curveball that CGN bring out in a final.
I'm just living for the lack of stats from CGN just shown there compared to KPI, but we'll see.
They love their
if
Phoenix.
that
I mean, yeah.
surprise element does
Dude, I'm
make
fine
any
with the
difference,
Phoenix. It's
especially
more the
with that
Deadlock that's worrying me on this one.
And Phoenix, but
I mean, they can do
will
some
be
insane
throwing
aggro
to
stuff,
our
to be fair.
casters once again has a JC and Cairo to take you through Haven.
Do or die for KPI up against the Deadlock comp, but if there's any silver linings to take, CGN have already made 2
Oh, this is really
compositional
hard against the
changes this
German
event,
league.
and only
Dude, it's not even the
one
German
each.
league. It'll
They
just be
lost the
anyone that's
bind
tier
one,
2.
more importantly. That game that we saw
Like,
with
Artist
Valiant the other
doesn't
day,
respect
it
like
was a
tier 1 players,
deviation
let alone
from
the tier
somewhere
2
that they've
players.
statistically been
Doesn't
really
matter where you're
strong.
from.
Haven, on the other hand,
Doesn't
isn't something
discriminate.
they were always banking
He just
on
thinks they're
picking
all
up. They
awful.
lost it in the grand final against Mouse. Maybe this change feels a little more necessary.
Yeah, Hazza, for me, this has got to be KPI's map pick. It can't be anything
Take it
other
personally.
than that. They've won it, oh sorry, they've only lost it once out of every time that they've played it. As for CGN, as you've already said, they've lost it every time that they've played it. That's only once in that grand final to Mouse. All in all, this is all shaping up to
so-
be KPI to get this over the line and pushes into
mean, they're gonna have to
the
play this
latter
pretty
stages
aggro.
of a best of 5.
CGN's hunting grounds, the grand final. They've won
No
plenty
joke.
of these before, and
I'm
to
expecting
cast your minds that quickly,
let's keep it realistic. Let's say they lose a
2023
pistol.
Ascension,
I'm expecting
Gentimate's
8.
one the favourite coming into the BO5,
This should be an
but it was
8-4
that
half.
third map where you felt like it must start going
Let's see what
Apex
actually
way.
happens. They
That
can
was the
get
nail
4
in
if
the
they start doing a
coffin.
lot of aggro
Can
stuff.
KPI lock in the map where we expect them to give us a
Then
show
honestly, their attack might be pretty
and
good.
send it to a 4th and maybe a decider.
There's a world where
Everything
4
up
is all
in
they
the
need.
air right now, especially with a comp such as this.
For me though, Hazza, KPI.
You can see me judging on the artist TDM, bro. They didn't spawn.
So popular. The breach is so.
I was looking for them.
Good. Like, the way
That's why I had
that
the neon as well.
geography- Yeah, the geography of the map works for them. The way that the stuns can lock down lanes by themselves and set people up right. CGN, I feel as if they're lacking so much in terms of the utility and setting up element.
Could very well be caught blind.
Yeah, I like this already from KPI. Just, I mean, we can do this all the time. Like the smoke over towards Garage should cause them an absolute nightmare.
The precious cargo waiting to be
And
planted
we're already
inside
getting
Texas
punished for
Mono.
having no
The
info on
site
this
has
one.
to hold. Vince is only good for 1. Benny will chase them out of there with 2. The response is sufficient.
Okay, just a reminder at the moment
Another
it's
pistol round
0 of
picked up by
5
KPI. That's
for
4 in a
pistols.
row now.
5-0 on pistols.
Even the defender side going to be tough. It shouldn't be too tough when you look at the
And
comp,
how many
like-
rounds does the no info
In
cost
fact, you know
them?
what? I take it all back.
'Cause this
When
is
you
one
look at
already.
CGN's comp, it's going to be extremely tough. They have their stall process can be extremely difficult. The deadlock is not going to give you that extra control that you'll be looking for in terms of holding garage, etc. The locking capabilities that KPI will have is insane. And not only that, the execute capabilities is going to be another level. How does CGN stop this?
We've already seen so many individuals take their chance, roll the dice.
Right, they're allowed 1 death.
CGN with 2 big wins.
We're enjoying this at the moment as well. We're seeing them get a lot of marshals
Another
out.
Marshall into this round. Bisk
Feels like that
elite
keeps happening as well.
element. And to add on to what I was saying, they need some tangible triggers to play off to activate their game plan with Anguist's deadlock, because you've just seen 2 maps of Killjoy from him where we know he's good. On the deadlock, not a role which we see too often. It was actually Davi playing it last time.
Benny's just got a hint of where Zeddy is hanging about.
I mean, we're just going to be seeing slow defaults the whole time.
As well.
Because you can just
Think
wait this
KPI
wall
made
out.
up their minds about where they want to finish as the end of
Val
the
C,
wall
FPS,
series.
thank you so much, dude.
Already
Whole
beginning
year
to
as
scale
well.
up. Remember his,
Hello, hello. Thank you for the tier 1, bro.
rifle wasn't
What a shot.
good, and Lotus, Vince's is certainly decent. Takes Siren Aya's head.
Thank you so much for that, man.
Important kill for Vince to find. It's a
30
4 on
seconds
4,
left.
and this is where things could get messy again. CGN's track record in these anti-ecos has been dangerous, but the backlines are being watched. It's a while before Davi will arrive and make his reprisal. You've just got classics close up. Vince to cut between it, but Bisk holding on.
Everybody coming back in here should struggle. Flash, decent, creates the stall. Everybody's picked up.
Yeah, deep smoke on this one's the best as
The
well.
work that is needed to be done.
Want to be doing the deep smoke just so they have like all of this to go through instead of a smoke here where they can instant pop.
Yep, KPI,
And this
one
was
thing
nice.
is that they hold inside the site.
Again, I'm
The protocol is
expecting-
there. They don't wanna
Honestly,
chance Vince
if they play it
being
well, they can
able
probably get
to
like 10.
put any vision blockers
12.
up, the smoke, the dark cover.
But I'm expecting
It's a
8,
nice
to be
shot
honest.
from him, but just the one. Now, we call into question what CGN have prepared for us at this point in time, how much this comp has been able to develop.
I mean, I just don't. The deadlock, like the way that the sonic sensors are being placed, it's on the entries where people are going to be most common to make those noise, whether that be with a rifle or with the footsteps.
It's the lack of official
Yeah, and
practice
this is one of the
more
things
than
they have to do. They
anything
have to
else
put
that
bodies in
concerns
garage.
me in this one for CGN. KPI favorites for this series, for Ascension, always have been one of the 2 of the 3
Which
split
maps do you see
winners.
value in Deadlock? Deadlock can have value in every single map. Just has to normally be paired with Info Sentinel. That's the issue.
They have the quality
Like, it's
of
just
this
a
map.
straight up
CGN, it's
one
just
for
that
one,
huge
like a
unknown.
Cypher slot, and just put the Deadlock in there. It doesn't really work,
As well.
especially on this map. It doesn't give
Yeah,
you
taking
enough
some
to
time
warrant it,
investigate
really.
the map and
Yeah.
look at every nook and cranny, but nothing
It's bad
really.
to say. Gearing up to fake out.
Like,
A
it's
for
nice
this
on
breach
attack.
and
You know that
jet,
if
but
you're alive, you
actually,
stay over towards the site, you're probably going to win the after plant.
pulled away
But
from the sea control. Now they do
on defense, having the no info, you're just going to get lurked on heavy.
30
head
seconds
towards
left.
B. I mean, Sayonara ahead of the rest of the pack.
Okay, so late,
As the flex
making
player
it look
finds
like a...
himself
I like this
onto
though, make it look like a C hit
Silva. Killers finding themselves
through
all the way
garage.
back
You
in
have a luck through
spectator
garage
screen.
right now.
Continues to be CGN that wins the fight.
Fight goes down,
Sayonara
3v4
won
on
the
site.
match in his favour, and it seems to be pretty easy for CGN for the most part. Has it?
Yeah, 21
Not much,
HP,
but
shouldn't be getting anything.
sweat
They
off
did
their
enough damage
brow.
though, that's the main thing here.
Nice retake.
We get a
and
big
find in the
round.
first round.
Another individual step up there from Vince. The two young talents on CGN's books have been the ones doing a lot of the heavy lifting. This was a brilliant 3K, and it all started with cutting out the lurk on the C site. KPI didn't have any control, and then it felt as if they lost their heads. We didn't know whether they were fighting towards C-Link, A-Link, where the control was going to come from. First of the gun rounds lost, now into the second. Bisc on the op again, but we need to see some results.
Listening.
Well, look at where the barriers are, Hazza, and look at CGN,
Back
how
up.
they're lining up. They
Sound
want to
sensor
take
up.
a lobby pretty quick, and with the run it back, you'd expect CGN to
Yeah, I
have
like
that
this though,
firepower
4-person
behind
aggro.
this.
4-person aggro, try make him
Entirety
react
in the
into
middle of
the
map
Sentinel
open.
stuff.
Insider has been challenging them more often than not. Vince fights it before the recon.
And I think this is how they
Even
have to
hits
play
the
it.
wall.
Just
Zeddy
gamble
blasted
a
instead.
lot. They retake
Numbers.
all the
Now,
time.
What is the reaction?
Steps.
Elements hearing the steps, sure.
Oi.
Walking right up behind them.
Huge, man. What a huge play.
He's giving his own steps away,
Oh,
but, I don't
but they
think
know.
KPI.
And
I don't know if
KPI
they've
don't.
heard it.
KPI
Yeah.
don't. They are walking straight into a C site, which is growing stronger by the second.
Here.
I think they've just seen the foot of Anguist. The barrier mesh doing so much right now. Need to clear towards logs. There was a ping towards there, and Anguist hasn't quite found the mark. So that's
Guys, like, I
numbers
can't do
back,
anything.
and
No way.
CGN
He couldn't enter over towards the
the
side
moment
because of
they
the
started
barrier, so
phase
now he gets
up
forced to watch
here
behind,
for
and
CGN, which
okay,
is
didn't hit the
massive
shot, but
for the post
it
play.
almost
The
gave him a
operator might
freebie.
not get the value that it's looking for.
Bisc locked into long. So much pressure put there by Element. Jumping around Insider is a dead man. Vince the one who executes him. Bodies on the site.
Absolute
needing to
shot, by the
hold.
way.
Bisc long range late, which you have to be thinking about. Benny still the blaze wall to get onto the defuse. Now that Sayonara's gone, there's no real threat anymore.
Hey, nicely
They're
handled. I
boxed up
love this
and
play though.
delivered
This is the kind of stuff
down
that you
the
got to see
stream.
from them. 4-person push,
CGN
Omen
setting
fast
up for a
invested.
second.
Trying to go
The scoreline
aggro over
tied,
towards
but the
A.
lead was right
KPI,
from
I think they're
minute
just
one.
holding one person here, and then
Element
rest of
not
their
being
site
allowed or
should
not
be weak while they're
allowed,
going.
Bisk to get
Taking
the
back map
operator's
control, but they
value
actually just
that
push
they were
all the way
looking for
through,
by
get
holding
full
those
info on
long
it.
lines of sight. The players
was
on
nice.
site are stuck there. They can't move. They know that they have to try and find something.
Junus,
and
thank you so much as well with the
a little
Prime.
bit desperate,
Junus,
it
yeah,
has to
with
be
the
said.
15 months
It
as
was
well. Thank you
CGN,
so much for
which
that.
ultimately made the move first. When you have two initiators there, I have to go back and look exactly what the utility was. But
I see the EMEA
the
Player of
setup
the
was
Season awards.
perfect from
I only saw the
CGN.
coach
That's what
thing
we were questioning
because
coming
Neil
into the
tweeted about
round.
it.
Would they be able to get the right value? That was a big call on the A overload, but now it's your standard solo Sova player has to do it all by himself.
Okay, they force into this. Dude, imagine they get this rounds and they're like
he
up
might
to
have just
4,
caught
and that's
Jet there as
probably,
well.
I would
That might be two
imagine,
players seen
all they
towards
need.
the A
I'm
side,
not
and you can
sure.
see the players getting into position to hold the A site. Has a spike though.
Yeah, KPI should be doing this all the time where they
And the
like
big thing
take
about
map control,
Davi
insert
as
1, you
well
should be doing it
is
on
his first
shore,
death
you should
per
do
round.
on control, like just at least this bit.
So few
And
and
into
far
garage
between. In
as
fact,
well,
in the
you could do it
server
top
right
mid as
now,
well.
only
You could even do
Killers
it
and
here.
Zeddy
Like you have 4 options
have
of where you should be
dived
inserting
less
people.
in the opening engagements. Statistically, so strong across the board as a flex.
It was all the heretics and safe, basically. What did safe win? Best duelist.
The stun combined, they're actually catching their own teammate with the barrier mesh, has allowed it to reinforce in garage.
I think that's fair.
I mean, they're starting to look towards B. That or A faking towards one side of the map, depositing a player to maybe lock through. That is going to come through the form of inside, or is it?
Wait, this is much better, but does this guy in Garage not need to shoot this wall? Holy, the solo hold. Solo hold on A.
KPI have been completely stopped.
Where are they going with the spike? I mean, you got to just save now, it's done.
The Swiss Army knife of sober players. And then where do you go? Back into Anguist or the A site? Run out of options
No
here,
way, they're
KPI.
gonna lose like
They'll have
this.
to pack their bags and wait for the next to come around. Another opportunity at
It looks like they don't know how to play against
Even
this
then,
comp
you
too
look
much.
at the money,
Like, this guy needs to
and
create pressure more.
not
They
too
need to
many
use their
options
smokes a
presenting
little bit
themselves
better.
on this attack side. Frustration
Like, this round was
kicking in.
slightly
You can see
better,
it
that
on
they
the
actually
face
like
of
got a
Zeddy.
little bit of map control.
Familiar with many a best of 5 from
I
his
think they
time
need to
through
take more.
CIS and now
You
Spain.
gotta take a little bit
And
more. Once they see that wall, you gotta spam that
just
wall
gotta
with the
wonder,
smoke
when
there.
does the respite start to come? Because CGN are giving a much better look here.
Yeah. The defense actually on Haven compared to the attack is actually the better side. It's one of the few maps that actually comes up. Usually it
They
is
gotta sort their
CGN
money
that are
out here
much
because they're
better
trying to
on
buy
the
into it a
attack.
little bit.
But no, the defense on Haven, it's just it's always like what you believe to be true is completely opposite for CGN.
They do the simple stuff well. So many people will be sat there criticizing, saying if these guys are able to win with Benny on like 2 kills and Anguist dropping 30s, like how's it working? It's the setup. Again, that restun comes in, and actually the Hunter's Fury off the back doesn't get as much retrospective value.
Dude, his
This
Jets is
one
gonna
shot
absolutely
back,
send
they're
this.
going to be, Insiders opened it up for them. This is a post-plant where KPI have credit for once.
Yeah, they do, and they're being pushed back. onto
Surely
walls,
someone late
grass.
Garage.
Element scaling up is going to be big for upsetting how they've set up here KPI.
One of these sheriffs are
Because
gonna
if
go
they
late
do,
Garage.
I mean, they're not going to be
Whoa.
in their positions.
That is an absolute shot,
They
man.
call him
Yeah, and they put one
Schnell
smoke on
for
the
a
spike.
reason.
They still need to tap the spike early because we
Superstar.
just got mollies.
Even looking for the wallbang now, but just buying attention away from his teammates. Vince is on the defuse, doesn't get it halved. Zeddy there to deny this.
Yeah, we got no
aftershock.
vision block after
Should
this. The
have
Omen went
second
onto the spike
attempt
insta.
held to rights as well. Couple of CGN players left, trying to make sure that nothing gets out. The blades all dispense, nothing collects. Bisk won't even have a
Well.
sheriff bullet in the chamber to attempt
No, a round's
it.
a round.
An important
picked up the
equalizer,
attack
though,
up.
and
This
comes
guy couldn't find
on
a gun.
round with little money invested.
I mean, CGN, even though like you know that there's going to be 3 rifles on KPI, 2 saved plus whatever they got. from
Joan
the
as
kills
well.
that they got
Joan
earlier in the
27.
round.
Thank you so much,
After
man.
Element gets that kill,
24
CGN
months.
should be trying to fight
Do I know
Graf,
what
trying
happened to
find a way
on-screen?
get things
Um,
going, but
Oh, unless
I don't
you're
know,
about to
man,
tell
like,
me.
they're
I
trying to
mean,
be
he just stopped
too
streaming for a
cheeky
bit,
and
right? I think
diffusing
he's just
that
enjoying
spike
real
and not
life.
interacting with the
I haven't heard
force
from him in a while,
plans
though.
that KPI have, especially when you've got like the breach, etc., ready to go.
If KPI can find ways to get themselves into post more consistently, it's going to be a real issue for CGN. You're an ult point away from a lockdown, rolling thunder, and
You don't know
already
it?
are
Yeah, I don't know either, dude.
banking Sayonara's Hunter's Fury. Anguist peeking middle, but just dealing with things. Pace slowing down on this round, and to talk of Sayonara a little bit more, player coming into this team only in the first split to replace Purpo as he went to VCT EMEA. Of course, only being 16 himself, so not old enough to participate in the big leagues yet. He was more of a sober player than being on that dual list. You saw him playing the off roles. This is a map where maybe his supportive traits are a little more useful.
No value at all.
Surely not.
Hello, Benny just come from nowhere, stole a kill and ran away. Unfortunately, the annihilation won't be.
Oh my god, they had
anybody
such
this
big
time.
shutdown over
The
towards here, and they
players
have
are looking
no
to try
idea
and get
about the
something
Omen
back.
pushing behind.
Pushed back because the barrier made.
Dude, it kind of looks like KPI are playing with no info Sentinel sometimes. How are people getting behind them all the time?
They won't be going B. Might just be going back to the spectator screen. The spike's on Bisk's back, and again, Insider has found his gap. They will just about be able to put this in post, but it's by the skin of their teeth. It's an ult out. KPI laying everything on the line.
Right, yeah, we're all
to
in
get
for it.
themselves the lead.
2v4.
They can't.
Well,
Yeah, there's no chance.
and we got no
They
ult
don't
on this one as well,
play
bro. They're
either.
melting
They
like
lose
mad.
the lockdown, they lose the round, they lose their buy is stricken as well for the next one. KPI are putting themselves at a real back foot, and if Smart 7 can feel the frustration from the players, I can imagine there's a timeout on the horizon.
Has to be. Has to be. There's no way that Smart 7 can sit there right now with all the experience that he has and think that something doesn't need changing. Hard to say at the same time. Wish you were a fly on the wall that spoke the language.
Oh yeah.
That's it. Do you know what I mean? If you think you have the right game plan coming into the start of the round, sure, that's one thing. But it's these mid-rounds where things have got much more chaotic. And actually, it's CGN making the most of that more often than not because they have the
Bro, look at
opening
this
pick.
guy. This guy has had an absolute series, though. 10 and 4. Dude, they probably have enough rounds.
Back to the round. To
They
E.
go up against a full eco,
Rolling
one
Thunder
hero
to
gun.
execute. This is looking fast, has it?
Bisc leading the line.
Wait, they
the
let him
point man
have
of the
sight against an
push
eco?
will send CGN from the site.
Let him have sight
setting
against
up
an
into
eco
their
and they still
retake.
have breach ult and breach damage?
Killers has the rolling
Breach should be
thunder
going
to shut
under
it
heaven.
back down, but you're only looking to Bisc's rifle.
they're trying to play
as
after
being the
plan?
saving grace and the stopping power of this one.
I mean, maybe. They got double
Still
molly.
rolling Thunder and post. CGN haven't done enough to deny that. They're doing enough to deny Bisc. When this Rolling Thunder comes in, that's where you should be worried, especially if you're a CGN fan. Tap of the spike, they know exactly what's going to come. As Benny is heading himself
like this, though.
close to
Benny
it,
was in a
has
pulse to
been
not get hit by
affected
it.
the Rolling Thunder, and as the players come in, CGN clean up.
Dude, they use an ult into a 2v4, they use an ult into an eco. It's such a weird way to play the afterplan as well. Just heavy delay over towards back of sight with no one fighting sight, even though you have breach ult and breach damage to stop him
Nothing
flooding.
against Benny, of course. It's the
They
system
could
in
have
motion. The man
they
who
could have
bleeds black and
prevented one of
gold,
the bots and then only had
leading
them
them
able to go out of heaven.
into that retake where you're seeing the merits of their team-oriented
Seems over.
style.
I think it might be. They're messing up
KPI
so much.
investing the ult to try and
Like,
offset
CGN
it,
are
but you
playing
don't
good.
have
Like,
Bisc's
CGN are playing
rifle. I didn't
their
think
comp
Killers
probably
was
the
gonna
best you
go
can
for
play
it,
it.
to be honest.
They're
They
together
didn't
as
get
a
the
unit
second
as well.
nano out from Insider to
But
stall that spike defuse any
yeah,
longer.
KPI just messing up loads.
4 rounds from 5 have been in the retake. Element looking for another early advantage. Zeddy straight in the back line behind his own smoke. Recon over the top. This is a lovely set
Oh,
piece to take A-lane
okay.
control.
A great kill, man.
The real issue with that is they're trying to fight Benny, who's. It just seems like he's bought enough time. The paranoia isn't on, and Anguish isn't on for it either.
Guy gets a triple here.
Finally, KPI have their advantage, and they're knowing about the flag, and that's why they're positioning themselves towards A.
Dude, they've been getting
Fighting
wrecked so much from a guy
positions,
going here. Surely you punish this at one point. Feels like they're constantly getting flanked.
Sayonara the spark.
You can just punish this with default.
Attempting to create versus CGN.
Take middle, have one ready to punish.
Long clear back through spawn. You have to be looking at Insider's position again.
Oh, man.
Limit testing
Poor guy.
so diligently. Element is gone. Davy H may just have his work cut out for him here. Turret should be watching it. That will be the contact for Killers to peek. I don't know if he's actually managed to get underneath it here. He has. Wants to wrap around. Hell is the next port of call. Bit more information. Knows where Insider is once he pulls this trigger. The first tap comes through. The head in the
Well, that
window.
turret, that turret nearly cost him a
Smash
little
and
bit.
grab by
Okay, I mean,
Insider, takes from
this is a
CGN,
hero play, though.
Gives one back to KPI.
Still didn't feel crazy
I think that
convincing.
There's a lot of work in terms of denying, like the how to put it, like the body to be seen, the tracking. Not only that though, just in general, this round a bit chaotic, bench jumping about, trying to be a whack-a-mole. And CGN, they don't anticipate the position of Insider. There's so much space for them to move into.
Just as soon as I said Insider is this player which has been middle of the road for KPI amongst other standouts in certain areas, has really
Drone
risen
with
to
the
occasion
walk up
in this
push
play
as
in
well,
Grand
set
Final.
someone up.
Not just
Yeah,
through
and
the
a
kills,
comp
but the
that
impact on the map,
struggles
the
for
amount of
info, setting
material
one up
he's
towards
been
A
able to
is pretty much
spindle
everything.
to find success.
Hey, give me a little smoke here to block vision. Now you know an ops here. Smoke.
Attack side up once
Oh,
again for
lovely. Doesn't really.
The middle of the map is open, both B and Garage. CGN are giving away these concessions. They just need to be aware of the punishment. And there it is. Bisc, trained on the angle, removes Anguist.
Off the top of the head though, as I was just thinking, I don't think we've seen much in terms of the value from these sonic sensors.
What?
A lovely shot onto Zen.
Is that a lovely shot? I wonder if it's a headshot.
Sent in defense still under pressure, and Benny somehow found 2.
Wait, how is all of these kills happening?
Once again for KPI, they've lost the attack side up, they've lost
30
the
seconds
site,
left.
and they've lost a chance at having an advantage here. Because at this moment
What
in
on
time,
earth is this
CGN
round?
are guaranteed to
Because
be equal on the
how is
half
this a
with
headshot, first of
KPI
all?
in the next one.
How have we got a double kill?
This is ridiculous. Benny's taken matters into his own hands. 11 and 4, the best map he may get yet. And if it ends in CGN's favor, and we send all 3 to Cologne, then that's it. Nice from Bisc. They're finding openers at times. KPI, this default is bringing them fruits of their labor. But at the same time, the
Bro,
players
6
on
is
site
so many.
just doing their job. Vince,
No
Benny,
pistols again. 6.
even Davi, when he had his back to the wall, they're getting the results, and finally we get the KPI timeout. But is it a moment too late? They've only got a couple rounds left to play with.
They don't have a bye to play with this round either. I mean, Hunter's Fury perhaps through Sayonara. I mean, the rolling.
How's the
Thunder
pistol
nowhere
count?
near
5-0.
4 points for off inside
5-0
those
to
lockdowns.
KPI.
Like that's just like your in terms of chess pieces, like the queens or the rooks that you would use to try and get yourself into a good position. With that being said, and them finding
5-0 and not the way you'd
of
think,
them on
yeah.
the board,
Very much so.
CGN, they can continue with their game plan. In terms of the adaptations that they can bring through Haza, like, is there anything that comes to your mind?
You speak of chess, the extremities, the edge of the board where you'd have those rooks. Right now, KPI are right through the center every single time. They conditioned it heavily, and the one round where they found success was where they took control of A-Link through Zeddy's ultimate. They actually had a little bit more of a game plan, or at least one that they could execute without CGN causing them issues. The point I want to make, again, with this being the narrative that by the time we arrive Haven, that's when they need to start picking up maps, regardless of what happens in the previous 2. You're looking at it being another best of 5 situation, and the question coming in was whether the loss against Barcelona was a dip in form, or that they couldn't step up to the big moments when they needed to. The split 1 win they got is against a team that doesn't exist anymore, you have to remember. Confidence doesn't feel to be on their side right now. How much can that timeout have done to put them in ship shape?
Yeah, remember, CGN have played a quarter of the
I could
best
use
of
a drop.
5s KPI has it. KPI have been in this position before.
They go attack,
but
Thank you.
timeout on attack, and they decide to go aggro on defense.
they did
Like
end up losing
the
match.
idea of it's fine. It's just the fact that they're eco.
Aggression down mid, Cairo. This is the setup. CGN bringing something from their own strat book. The question
But
is,
they have kinda
is it
just
backed
gotta
up
go
with
aggro anyway
utility,
'cause of their
or do they
comp,
simply
but-
walk down and see what's in the
I mean,
garden
maybe this will
city?
work. We'll see.
Thing is, though,
It's
the
way too
weapons
risky
of
to do against
KPI
Nico, but-
shouldn't be able to contest with what CGN are bringing.
Okay, at least they just
And that's why
insta-cancel.
KPI are so slow to walk out. The cut ball was spot on, but nobody had scaled up the back of
Yeah,
it.
I mean, they didn't overstep that much. I was worried they were going to really overstep.
The
Benny
barrier
was just
mesh.
taking a solo fight. That's all that he wanted there.
Yeah, the barrier mesh though is already done enough to dissuade anybody from going any further. At the same time, Zeddy's making the calls. Guys, come towards A. It's completely open, but they are walking into elements up.
Insider on the insert again as well, so he could find value late. That's something we've not seen.
I really
His
don't
late
like shooting the
positioning
wall.
actually turning into a backstab rather than it just be taking a free sight. Element will peek in, gets the first. He always does. That man has not missed a beat so far this series. Bisc's pistol,
A shot.
Bisc's rifle I should say, is the only amongst
I mean, they
pistols,
got
and now
a
he has his
hero
set.
luck, but they can have no one alive on site.
Risk is denied that the annihilation at the same time though has
Maybe
that
it's just
side
a
of
dude. He's gonna
his
get seen,
flank.
and he has a
Only on
classic. Oh
He'll
no!
still be able to hit the head, but
It's
no
so
one about
devastating.
down.
Fruit, thank
Now
you so much,
they're trying
Fruit.
to
Appreciate
get
it. Thank you for the
Biscuit
25 months,
position
man.
with players still
Thank you for everything.
watching
Thank you for
going,
the
but
tier
we'll
1.
not forget about where he is. Spike
Thank
needs
you
to
very
go
much.
down soon. 15
I
seconds
got the
left.
spike.
They know all about it, but they can't do anything to
Bro, this
stop
guy's
this.
wrecking everyone on
falls
site.
Out a
10
bow
seconds
and
left.
brings it to a gun game. Another shot between the eyes puts us in a 2v2. Bisc wouldn't stop until every CGN
Rifles.
player was put to rest. Insider, given the Arsenal, open back up, missed shot. chance to clutch, but Benny's diffusing all the while. And
No way,
through
the wall was actually
flames.
insane in the
It's
end.
out of the frying pan and straight into
7. Bro, they got
belly of
so
the beast
many.
Itself. 7 posted by CGN. Their advantage will be there.
Exactly, confirmed and ready to go with 1 round left. That's the last buy that KPI will have. Blades, Hunter's Fury, that's probably about the max you'll get from both teams, excluding the Blades for CGN. It's looking dire. That's the
8-4, just like I said, yeah.
So far.
All
CGN
went
have
exactly
done
how I
better
thought it
than
was
they
going to go.
have before on Haven in terms of their defence. This new comp seems to be finding success.
Scoreline would suggest it. Anguist, different role for him, trying to play off his own util combinations. Brilliant. They're grounded.
Yeah, that's
And
GravNet into an
wants
ult.
to pound them 6 feet under. Just the 1 player advantage that they get, and another
Okay, question mark over
missed
towards
Hunter's
site, they have
Fury
no
by
idea.
the 16-year-old means that KPI cannot
Yeah,
reset.
clearing all of this nice and early.
That's the thing. With him being the
They
star
give the
of
wall
the show
so
in
much
this
respect
one,
every single
touted
time.
as
This
it.
is like the first time that they've seen the
Where
wall and
exactly
actually
do you
shot
find
it.
the
And the only reason they
confidence that
shot it
you're
is because they
looking for?
wanted to actually take the bit of map control.
Was getting
It's-
ready to give this stat, but
It's-
the thing's older.
I'm
than
telling you,
Sayonara.
if this was a
Nintendo
sage
threw
wall
YouTube
in some of these
iPhone
positions that they had the
on the
wall when they
first
seen it,
or
they would be
second,
shooting
but
the
the
wall if
third
it was a
track
sage
film-
wall. You got to treat it the exact same
He's a youngster in every right, and
in most situations, not all,
games like
but
this don't define your career, but you've got to find your moments, and he has now. That's Benny gone.
It's a big one,
30
but
seconds
Davy
left.
hasn't been found either. And this is a player who was once a young gun, but has been here before.
Spike down,
You
C.
think there's just a place to build upon. Vince though
Spike planted.
looks
Yeah, I was
to
gonna say,
sneak
this guy's
himself
scary,
in
man.
towards the site.
Is that?
Yeah,
Freebie.
No, about this. No,
those smokes as well.
It's back to
Oh, we go
2v2.
higher and we tap the spike. Oh
Elements
boy.
up above, and he knows that the players are in garage. Vince is TP'd out, and it's just not happened.
21
All in the
HP.
end,
Kind of need
KPI
some more
managed
hero
to
plays.
do that
I really
for the
thought Vince was
clutch
going to
of
win this one as
CGN.
soon as he put the
You
smoke
look
out
at
here.
the health on either player, that was
Yeah, I
close.
think he just had to wait for
Very
his teammates'
close.
contact
It did
really.
take Sayonara opening up the play to get the round going. From that
It's hard
point
in that
onward,
situation, though.
everyone
I mean, they've
starts
already got
firing on
enough.
all
They should already have
cylinders,
enough
and
as
that's how the
7-5.
first half ends,
Obviously, they're going to lose
7-5.
pistol because 5-0, I guess.
CGN's
But
attack historically, like we say, have been their strong suit. But this is a comp which may have hit the water swimming. It's a marathon, not a sprint, though. A cliche, I'm sure. From map to map, you can't get ahead of yourselves. KPI, a momentum-based team. They haven't lost a pistol in the last 4. This would be their 5th.
Yeah.
it'll be their 6th.
Biscuit Insider has it. We know we said it before, but on the roster since 2021, they'll have seen so many series like this.
Wait, what a flash.
So many whole teams like this.
No way, he still got one.
Straight away on a defense.
He actually got one,
on
yeah.
a map like Haven that has been in the map pool for so long. That should be their bread and butter. It looks to be the case. Is that CGN find their way back through? I was thinking to myself, that was
Ow, bro.
KPI going to finish the round down
How
there,
they walk
but
push through a
after
smoke
that
and got
engagement back in,
1 for
they find
3
themselves at an
trades.
advantage.
KPI set the tempo, get an advantage, and then throw it away. It's on Bisque for another clutch. A couple of them already so far in this series. Most for his team. He is your man. But can he make it happen? Benny's on the angle. He has to be cleared first.
Okay, will they get their
Just
first
cannot
pistol?
do it. Bisque wasn't up to the task this time.
What a time to do
The
it.
first in 4 pistols that CGN pick up may just be the most important because they're only a few
I
rounds
mean,
away
it's-
from the Ascension main stage.
That's it.
Oh, why
And
do they
that's
carry
what
on
we see coming
pushing?
into this one. This is KPI's map. This is the map that they should be banking on getting over the line. It's not happening at all. It's like Lotus and how that was meant to be KPI's mainstay.
Pick them up.
Bacon.
You think
Relax
KPI
yourself.
have a chance. CGN are ready to knock it out.
Someone
the
time out
park.
Bacon.
Favourites for Ascension.
But yeah, honestly,
has
that
a-
was
they're
horrendous.
Favourites to bomb out of play-ins in the final.
If they make it through this one,
Alright,
somehow
flash, everything,
KPI.
swing.
the decider where we would be going. I don't think they'll be favourites in anyone's books anymore. So many lessons still to be learned for this team. For CGN, just carrying on where they left off. They've only lost one map so far in the competition. That was not here. Visk attempting to punch holes in the attack, but still, everyone healthy. Not a single point of damage dealt. They can chase him away from the site, set up their post plant.
I mean, KPI are already here. In fact, they could flood back in. You look at Killer's belt, he's got a full belt of utility.
Just playing for the tap. They're baiting in the retake. The players come one by one, but fall such as flies. Two for Vince.
And they can pick up the gun here so they don't lose anything. Very nice. I mean, it's a perfect bonus. But full guns.
Of players on CGN's side, every single one has been accounted for so far today, Cairo, and it doesn't look like that's going to be stopping anytime soon.
The worst part for KPI in that last round is CGN had 4 rifles brung into their anti-eco. One pistol as well. Vince is going to pick up that last rifle.
Here we
so
go.
When you look at this,
Comeback would have to start now.
Essentially becomes the rifle.
They must have some nice fast hits with their kill, with the deadlock, surely. Problem is, if they get over towards the site, they should be winning if deadlock's alive.
CGN are right through the center
And
of
on
the
this
map.
map, most teams play to retake.
bonus
Why the
as a
Viper
stake in
comp
the
was so
heart
good for a
of
long
KPI.
time.
Double digits on the
set piece.
horizon. Dabby has been hit.
Just have
low.
that agent that wins you the
They've
after
broken all
plant.
the utility,
One's used to
but
playing
not
retake.
Zeddy's paranoia.
Killers is waiting as well.
Oh, they
Everything coming through, but where did the smoke come from?
They just called it early. They went straight for it ahead of the curve. KPI fumbled. Benny with a chance to isolate a fight out,
Yeah,
but
I mean,
he's
it's a
the one
bonus. He can
instead
go for something wild.
Who's put down? Sayonara, adding another to his tally. Keep on building.
I mean, you know the cages in garage, so that's a chance to get a player up. Remember that grab net works actually through the...
Is the Ascension
walls
tournament
and
after
escape,
champs
so-
yet? One for each region.
CGN are finding
Pretty much a
players,
week
but
after.
They're not taking their chances at picking them up and equaling out the player count.
30
They do
seconds
get all
left.
of the long control. Maybe just
Double
waiting
stack
for
on
the alarm
short.
bot to go down so Anguist can
The
find
Breach should
time
own
with
it for them.
players running in. It's
Done.
Bisk that they have to face up against. The dash primed and ready. 3 players here, Cairo. This should be a simple shutout for KPI.
It should
Spike
be,
down A.
and it looks to be. Spikes
10
down, there's
seconds
no way
left.
of getting it back. And I think the rifle's into the next round. Keep that economy nice and healthy. Easy
Yeah, this
to
was
do
clean.
so on the attack with spike
Clean, at
plants
least.
and the likes, but I think in the end...
Cover it as well? Yeah, I should be able to
still
watch most of it.
competitive for a lot longer. And KPI, yeah,
At least
too
like
far
the
off their
playoffs for the
opponents.
majority.
No, they're not.
We'll do some of the
The
groups.
first half made things look worrying.
Yeah,
It's more the side biases inherently that you're looking at and thinking, ooh, well, this one may be a little worrying too. And as well, the impact that each individual player has had. You've only got Bisk on 10 kills right now. And an idea I did want to introduce perhaps would be Killes, how much impact he is able to offer. There was talk after that Champs 21 final, whether he was a big game player or not. You are leading your team, ultimately. You're judged on the results rather than performances.
What is this?
We're
The
already
set
2 maps
exec?
down, though. That previous was a lot better in terms of setting up ways to punish CGN, you would say.
I mean, they had ways to punish them on this map, but they haven't quite hit. Most of it has
Yeah,
been...
this is a nice one-person setup
Making
over
CGN
towards
has
here.
to be
Probably
said,
need to
has
drone
a
over towards long,
nice
see if there was a
trap
timing.
play in towards garage with that paranoia pulled early, insider, not into position in time. And Benny has...
Shout out to Benny.
already on
Is he
game
ever
on
going to
the
feel
mark.
confident to use
That
his ult?
G7
Yeah, he is if he gets over
utility
towards
down.
default.
And that spike will go down.
This is
easily
now
enough.
this is
On
a
top of that,
very
the
hard
running back has
retake,
been
man.
taken
Especially with
into
this guy with Phoenix
consideration.
ult.
Yeah.
As post-plant can be
Planted.
difficult.
No, it's going to get more difficult with
And, I mean,
Sayonara
yeah.
gone. The reclear is now missing.
I just
You
didn't
have
think
to
there
be
was a gap
thinking
in the
about
smoke.
the garage space, and if KPI can take this,
No, we've not thought about Anguist. He peeks out perfectly, man. There goes 2,
Oh boy.
and that's possibly double digits. Bisk is trying his best. Something about a 1v5.
I read
clutch
YouTube chat is
just
less
doesn't
chaotic
seem
here.
doable,
Yeah,
has it? It never
is.
usually
Not
is.
wrong.
and with CGN playing together, double digits will be found.
The bait and garage, yeah, the bait and garage is good. I mean, this was just a
away.
sick round from
That's
Benny,
all it
really,
is
just straight
between
individual duel.
CGN and Ascension.
CGN just a quick voyage into garage, only the drone, and Zeddy bites down immediately. That's 2 rounds now where the paranoia has come out after any contact. Then Insider is left to fight it by himself, and all of a sudden C is open, and it just looks too casual for the boys from Cologne. Rifles here.
And this is it.
Gonna be
Their
your
last real chance,
stand,
'cause
just
otherwise we're
playing
getting
to deny
12-6.
12 in effect.
It's crazy. Finding yourselves on such a
And
bad
nice
foot.
and simple with a Phoenix Ore, and as we can see, C site's pretty much
Doesn't
open.
Find what they're looking for, but they at least find the KG, and they straight away has the utility.
Yeah,
goes
and they
down
got to
once
fight
again.
sites, remember, if they get over
Zeddy
towards the
used it
site.
this time,
Oh
but
boy.
Insider goes down. Again,
Does this guy watch
the
it for
same
long
round
enough?
Over and over. Killers headbutts the fire, devoured instead by Anguish.
Yeah, they're in sight. It should be done unless this guy in garage can get anything on the cross. Nothing on the cross because of the wall. I mean, Benny's doing good, man.
CGN, they always convert from these situations, but they have a little less control than they did in the previous.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, Element's already so far up, playing within the smokes that's been put up. Let's go. He's running gun on
Yeah,
his way
okay.
through it. Yeah, Sayonara's out on C-Long as well, has it. Trying to find his way round the CGN setup. Nobody's looking here.
They don't know about Sayonara. The 2 names on KPI's list that you'd want to win a round for you.
And now they got an
Neither
eco.
can create
And
enough.
that pretty much
It
with
will
that round
be
should be
11.
it.
CGN are on the warpath. The lust for blood continues. The limit testing from Element as well towards Spawn. He does get a slap on the wrist from it in the end, but it's another
I mean,
round
they
which
just
feels
messed up
settled
on.
as soon as that garage
They just messed up
control
on the first half. They had to get
changes
way
hands.
more rounds because this comp was always going to be good on a tank.
And on top of that,
Just a VIP
like,
comp.
starting to get into the ultimate
VIP.
cycle. The eco as well is
Too
not
hard to
looking good.
retake.
The buy for KPI are finding themselves has a, again, like as you say, trying
Dude, is this guy gonna flash?
Series point time and time again.
Okay, honestly, he
I
has
like
just been
this
walking into garage
variation of
winning
the
duels
setup.
though, so.
Bit more aggressive. Insider gets something this time around. The net will find Zeddy, but the biggest
Does he
issue
even
is
expect Vince?
walking up long.
Oh, he's seen
Oh,
him
man.
as well. And Killers is trying to come in to get a trade out. Vince peeks, can't quite find the pick that they're looking for. The Annihilation misses, Element doesn't. Sayonara in the back lines. Behind him once again. The 2 players on
Maybe a
site
little
to
hero?
find
Little
something
hero
to
round for
alleviate
Bisc.
Any sort of pressure.
Sayonara has
something to
ult as
work
well.
with, but they've split up, and Davy H has the spike in his back pockets. Bisc
Oh
ready to
my,
take
this
the
crouch
kill,
is
but
everything,
misses
dude.
out, allows CGN out and
The
to
crouch
EA
peak.
site.
Oh, CGN there, kept honest by KPI. Sayonara with Bisc, couldn't do it despite the blades, but now's your chance.
No way.
Oh, revealed and taken away from
He
him.
gets revealed
Snaps
as
the
well.
final opportunity. It
The
is a
crouch
12th
peek
round
into
for
the reveal.
CGN.
Okay, 6
Davy
chances in there.
sees
I mean,
all and sends them to
way
one
too
round
many
away
with
from
this
the
comp.
main stage.
Bro, they
you
3-0
told
them.
me that this year would be the year for Dak, I would not have believed you. Maybe if it was like Focus or something, some of the big boys, I doubted CGN. No way they could do it 2 years in a row. But it looks like they're going to get that second Ascension spot. Confirm that Dak is your best region for just the challengers as a
Best
whole.
of the rest.
Yeah.
So we move to that system with 2 teams sent. Every split of 2025 will get a even better look at it, but the build-up has been there. CGN competitive in their top 4. SK, Eintracht, Focus, as you mentioned. Mao's, of course, the ones which end up with the spot, but we can't disrespect the 3-time winners.
No. Definitely not. You have to be in it to win it, Hazard, and CGN have been at it all.
This setup's pretty good.
tournament long.
They will not rest until the job is done. Element with the opener, but Bisc bites back. They can't sit and see this one sent away from the Spanish reps. Damage dealt
There's
either
no way.
way.
Okay, I mean, this guy has full
KPI
info.
have
They
to
should
hold
be
the
okay
A side,
over
though.
towards
It's
A.
all
Really,
bodies on the
Bisc is a
line,
little bit
3
low, but
players now. Less than a minute left
Look at
to keep the dream alive.
Insider's
Okay, how many's he got in him? Oh, they don't go back?
Trying to keep the utility up in case there's a mid-lock, and Bisk's angle so narrow.
Dude, if they can't hold with 3
They'll
on
just
site,
rely
then
on this. Here comes the re-clear, Sayonara
man.
for the info.
30
Spots one
seconds
player,
left.
nothing more. It's Benny. Can KPI hold CGN back? Dash the dreams of Dak for another round? Or does it end here and now?
Looks to be an element to first to get it. There goes your op. I mean, you're
Oh,
still getting
there's
Cider on
no
the back. Listen, that's
way.
exactly
there's no way, dude. He got 4 as well. I mean, his smoke was incredible. He had a good idea what was going down once they had the op early. Damn, what a round to finish it, man. Element did sick on that. Shout out to Vince, bro. I think Vince played insanely well.
Their history writes itself. It's another ace.
Yeah, ended on another ace. That's true, and same as Ascent.
From the black and gold. CGN
Dude, a
will
3-0.
be joining the rest of the teams in Ascension.
I mean,
Cologne have kept
API kind of melted.
Yeah,
Not gonna lie. They played wrong against both comps on Ascent and here.
CGN have done excellently.
I mean, KPI played good on the defensive Ascent, but then it all went wrong.
KPI just did not look up to the races like they normally do. Like they
But
did
Can, your mum
yesterday.
just asked you
When the
if
pressure
Liquid was
came,
signing Scream, and that's
do they make
incredible.
does it make diamonds? Do
Well,
they crack?
word travels
Well,
fast.
We've got our answer now.
Cat's
KPI
out the
are
bag.
cracking.
Look,
People
as I
know,
said, was it
Bacon.
going to be
Might
one
as well
bad
just
best of
tweet it
5
out,
that
announce it.
defines your season, or do you come into this with a new lease of life? Apparently not. KPI fall and only at the third of the hurdles.
What do you mean it's up
Again,
to me?
As I said, mirrors with the main event last year in that final. This was the one that we felt would stick, but CGN with their off-piste style.
Oh, okay, I see.
had
Sorry,
everything in
I
the
forgot
right
for a
place.
second
The
there.
individuals,
Okay,
the
chat.
system,
Let's
it
end
all
here.
meshed together for
Let's
the
end
shot.
here.
So there we have it, Cairo.
Who
Any
do you
final
lot want to
thoughts from
raid?
yourself before we
Who's
wrap up
streaming?
the
Who shall we
challenge
be
24?
raiding?
No, listen,
I won't be on
thanks
for
very
Americas
much
tonight,
for letting
but
us on
obviously
here and doing it a long break for
Champs
us, but it has to be
is
said,
in
KPI,
14 hours.
CGN, all the teams
I will
have
see
been
you
cracking
there
and
for
playing,
Champs.
and I can't wait
Artist,
to
yeah.
watch it.
Artist said he's doing a 12-hour
So
stream,
much
right?
quality there.
You guys
5
make sure he
players
follows through with
played
that.
in play-ins last year made it to the big leagues, and there's still a long time left for all of these guys. You know what they say, the stars that burn the
Artist
brightest go out
Artist or
quickest.
Anders?
Doesn't necessarily mean we won't be
A lot of
seeing
you are
any
saying
more from
Anders.
KPI,
Do
though.
Anders.
Credit to them and congratulations to CGN. We're
Doing
gonna
a
start
subathon?
off to a break for one final time, but the analysts will bring you through all of it once this one is done.
Yeah, probably got time for one, Pecan. Double Z, right? Is this the one? Hey, chat, that's not the one, right? Surely this guy's got a picture in his thing. TV? Of course he does. Alright, thanks so much, everyone. Thank you, thank you. He's got another TV as well. Got another pass and steal in the name. Soaking up all the raids for sure. Okay, thanks so much, everyone. Thank you, thank you. I will see you tomorrow. It is finally time for Champs. I will see you in 14 hours for Champs. I should be live for pre-show, so I'll be live 30 minutes before the game starts if anyone wants to check out what they got going on for the pre-show. Say that. See if I get out of bed in time. Alright. Peace, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. See you in a little bit. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, the APAC time. Yeah, I'm not a morning person. Could be a little bit rough, but I'm believing. Get to sleep nice and early. Alright, peace, everyone. Peace. YouTube. See you in a little bit.